get there safe. Like, I really don't care. Like,
well, that's what submission is. That's what submission is that you
down that I think everybody is at some point deserving to receive love and to be even into marriage if they do aspire for marriage.
I believe that society shapes how we view things and how we look at things in our life.
Make your own bed. That's basically what Kevin Samuels is saying. His delivery is what people kind of throws people off. But basically,
aggressive or like violent, like where I think toxic masculinity is
no offense to men, that they also get this idea that, you know, women are just going to take care of them and everything is going to be like easy.
A domestic violence shelter, and he brought her up to be, you know, a $25,000.
Hell yeah, you need to judge in dating. It is what it is. You know, you can't not judge people just because you feel bad about it. Like, you need to know.
As much as I love my daughter, there are some harsh realities and some things that her mother and I teach her in order to help her to understand. And
like, I'm sure everyone knows a woman that, you know, had sex for days. Called the
What's going on? Welcome back to CKQ Podcast, where I am running kind of late. But, you know, it is what it is. It's a show, and the show must go on. Not sure where the other cast members are, but hey, it is what it is. They'll probably hop in soon. But really, we're just going to tackle something that everyone's really been talking about. Everyone has been really going on about this whole Will Smith thing with Chris Rock. And I really did want to tackle that. I'm not too sure how to even approach it, just because it's two gigantic movie stars, but Will Smith, in my opinion, just did not handle that well. And I did a little experiment where I was going up to different people and asking them how they thought of it. And a good majority of women actually said they were okay with what he did. Well, they weren't okay with how he did it, the smacking, but they said that everything that he did was pretty much good. It was correct. But let's do this. Let's go over it real quick. Boom. Still here. Shout out to you. Okay. Everybody hates Everybody hates Everybody hates I'm muted. That's why. No, John.
Hey, what's happening, bro? Is this just us tonight?
Well, I think Chris sent a text in the chat. but I never got a chance to look at it yet.
Okay.
Oh, she's gonna be like 10 minutes late. She said.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And Danielle, I'm not too sure. She said great.
Nah, she'll be here. She's always here, for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah, everybody's always here for the most part.
Here and awake, not too sure about that one, but here, yes.
All right.
But what are your thoughts on the whole Will Smith Chris Rock thing?
All right, so
let's dissect it a little bit from a doctor's point of view.
I wouldn't. You know, I would have said something out loud and embarrassed him like he embarrassed my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been more like, in other words, what he did at the end, I would have did in the beginning. Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, ain't no targets over here. Ain't no targets over here on me. Don't make me come up there. Because if you say something else about it, I'm going to knock fire from your ass on this stage in front of God and everybody. And I don't give two fucks. Now, going up there hitting him, I probably wouldn't have did that off the rip. That wouldn't have been my first go-to. I think there was there was some displaced anger for real.
Yeah, because I mean the fact that it's like
he was laughing at first.
Yeah, the first thing he did was laugh.
The narrative changed when he saw that Jada didn't like it. So like, why are you trying to like? I get it. You take up for your wife. I get that, but this is deeper than that. Like, that was not what that was. It looked like it was, but that's not what that was.
Okay.
And of course, everybody will say whatever. You can't prove it, but whatever. Okay.
What do you mean?
You can't prove what somebody was thinking at the time. I mean, that's hard. That's mens rea, which is intent, the mental intent of the action.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So just like it can't be proven in court.
So Kevin Samuels, he actually said something interesting towards that. He said that was going to be a big night for Will Smith in general. Because he was going to win, you know, what was he winning the Grammys? Oscar for like music,
best actor.
It was a big deal. It was a big deal of a night for him. But he tarnished that whole night because of that smack. Yep. What he could have done instead, he said what would have been a better, well, I mean, hindsight is always 20/20. But either way, he said the smarter thing to have done was, you know, bite your tongue at the moment, but when you get up on stage, that would have been your chance to throw something back at Chris Rock and then bring awareness to her illness, the Aloha Pizza or whatever her illness is.
Alopecia, nigga.
Oh, okay.
Did you say Aloha Pizza? Nigga, you said that. We live too, ain't we?
The Bye Felicia, whatever. It's the same thing, right?
This nigga said hello Pisha.
It's Aloha Pizza. Come on, man. Get it right.
Hello, hot pizza. Hello, hot pizza here. Get your hot pizza. Hello, hot pizza.
It was close enough. It was close. All right. It's a deadly illness, the Aloha Pizza, bro.
Alopecia ain't nothing but a fancy ass word for my fucking hair is falling out.
My hair's falling out, yeah.
I mean, now you have a reason to wear a lace front. That's crazy. Now, I know this is off subject, but I gotta say this.
Go.
Women, when your motherfucking hair start falling out, now it's time for the lace fronts. When your fucking hair is fine, leave the shit alone. That makes sense.
It makes a little too much sense. You're asking way too much, right? Way too much.
Not a bitch go, but now she ain't got her fucking regular hair and she won't wear a wig for shit. But she had braids and horsehair all these years. But whatever.
There's some people that want to blame
Jada. Here, but like, that was Jada's hair. Bitch, shut up. No, the fucking way.
There's some people that want to blame Jada though. Like I don't No, me personally, I wouldn't blame Jada for.
Nah, you got you do
really?
it.
Really?
Listen, man.
What she did was look at him.
Nigga. Listen.
He got up and did that.
Listen. Now here's where I'm gonna use some old school on you, some old schooling from old dog. All right,
bring it.
Teach this young pup a new trick.
Right.
When you been with a bitch for a certain amount of time, a look, nigga, you know it. You know what that look mean. There's looks like I'm mad but don't do shit. Then there's looks like if you don't fucking do his ass right now, she gave him that look. She gave him that look like, don't say something. You better say something, do something, or something. Something you better, and he took it overboard. You can't blame her. Because she could have cordially laughed it off and let it go. Nigga, you been on the red fucking couch, table, whatever the fuck it is.
Talking about everything.
Hair falling out.
Talking about your entire sex life, and then this
guy
I
swear, talking about how you sucked another man's dick and all this other shit.
Like,
I mean,
and then out of
nowhere,
get
mad. Yeah.
Then I don't know.
And then his ass. I mean, why don't you punch that goddamn dude who was fucking the hell out of her? Because that young boy was giving her that D. You hear me? That young boy was knocking it down, cuz. That's why she was with him for so many years.
And that's the thing that I like Will Smith, but that was just like that was a bitch. Like, you hit Chris Rock, bro. You got how many pounds do you have on Chris Rock? Chris Rock, out of all people, like, come on, man. That was punching down. It was punching down.
There was.
It just.
Now let me ask you something. If The Rock was telling jokes like that, would he have that same goddamn energy? Nope. Hell no. He wouldn't have had it one time. Because he slapped Rock would have tore that goddamn stage up with him. I'm telling you. He would have got that mic. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Will couldn't got back to that seating time. Security? Nah, nigga.
No. She would have gave him that look, and he would have been like, "Listen, you better put it, all right. That's a different man up there. Come on."
A whole different one. And then now I ask you this: would he have slapped him if he was a white man?
I don't even think that would have even crossed his mind, to be honest with you.
Because he know that he would do it to Chris because he felt like there's no repercussions. And if you do it to the right white man, any white man in Hollywood is on that fucking stage.
Oh, they would have sued.
That motherfucker is connected enough to where you would never get a role again. There's enough young upcoming actors that, because I'm gonna tell you right now, any role that Will Smith could play, the dude who played in Creed can play. Michael B. Jordan has got him covered.
Michael B. Jordan. Yeah.
I can tell you that right now. Will Smith is no longer talked about like that.
Do you think he ruined his credibility with work?
Yes.
Because the thing is, all right, so I did a lot of asking around, and I found that a lot of women were okay with what he did. A lot of women loved what he did, and a lot of men were not okay with what he did.
Because what he did, because if you a nigga, if you a real man, bro, like, you know, it don't take all that little ass nigga, bro. What the fuck is he gonna do? Like, okay, he embarrassed your wife. He a fucking comedian. Don't take us.
Bro, that was not an embarrassment though. And that's the thing. It wasn't even an embarrassment of his wife. He said that was such a small, benign joke. It went over most people's heads.
But we can't.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, but we can't say. We can't speak on how it made her feel. I can only speak on what the fuck how I would have handled it. And if it's like, you know, we at home, why you didn't hit him? Like, bitch, you're not hitting that man. Well, for what? You trying to get me sued? Bitch, I like this 22 million net worth I got. I'm trying to keep most of it. Because he wide open to a lawsuit. Wide open. Wide open. And I mean, it's like his lawyer used to tell him, nigga, you better hope he negotiate and settle, because we ain't going to court. Ain't no need of that, nigga. All she got.
Lawyers are like, we got nothing. We got nothing.
Yeah. We got nothing. I have no defense for this.
This is nothing. Like, what are they gonna do?
How much do you want it to cost you? Let's not insult him and make it worse. So hit him off with $5 million.
I think he ruined his credibility with a lot of men. Because the thing is,
because he already was a bitch in my eyes. See, I ain't like Will Smith since I found out he was letting another dude dick his wife down. I ain't got no fucking respect for niggas who like that. You a bitch to me. I don't care what you like. I don't care about all that watching shit. You a whole nigga. You a hoe. You a hoe ass nigga to me. I don't care what you like, wife like. Fuck that. You a hoe. You broke all kinds of man code. I don't care about criticism. To me, you a bitch.
There's some men that like that. I can never understand that fantasy. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I can't even.
That ain't no fantasy. Most of these niggas, it don't be their fantasy. The bitch they be with don't really fucking want them. That be the fucking reality of it. But the bitch knows that her life is better with him than without him. So he said, and he knows that his life is better with her from a status point of view than without her. So
from a status point of view.
Yeah.
So you think,
okay, well, if you gonna stay, then I need to fuck somebody else other than you.
You think these men that do this care solely about something outside of?
You have to. There has to be a so let's talk turkey for a minute. Shall we? Can we do that?
Let's go.
Can we talk? Let's talk psych for a minute.
Let's talk. All
right.
Teach me, doc.
So
Teach me.
I'm a fucking behavioral psychologist. You understand? I care about the behavior. If I go up and I seen Will Smith go up and he slapped the fuck out of Chris Rock, Chris whatever his fuck his name is, Chris Rock.
One of those Chris's.
We can assume that a layperson would assume that Chris was the antecedent or the trigger. No, the joke was not the trigger. The trigger was the behavior that happened. The behavior that follows the fucking preceding act is the antecedent. The look that Jada gave him sent him to that stage, right? Okay. So why did you get triggered over this shit? There's a why factor that nobody in this society likes to fucking question. We like to assume that this is what it is. So why? So what is the fucking why? What is the why for any fucking thing? Find out what the why is. Let's question the why. Let's focus on the why. Why would this man want to share his fucking bed and he's not involved? They're dating, nigga. This nigga had a whole outside relationship. So he ain't getting no pleasure out of this. He getting a wet pussy back that he didn't get wet. So you answer me this. If a woman is telling you, now, would it not make sense? Because all of this is pure speculation. There's no empirical substance for this at all. Just want to go on record saying that. But you got to tell me this. If you try to make the argument, well, some men like that, bitch, you ain't involved. So I'll kill that argument immediately. How the fuck can you like something if you ain't fucking involved in it? Okay, well, that's a good point. I know it is.
All right, let me play devil's advocate right here.
Okay,
All right, let me throw something out there.
Hey, throw it out there.
You can like a movie and not be part of it, and not be. You can love a movie, love watching it, but not be in it or star in it.
But this nigga is not even watching it. How you gonna love a movie that you ain't even seen? Yeah, you see how you got quiet? That's how you shut that one down. So,
well, listen, you can enjoy your wife. You can enjoy your wife having fun. This is not for me. All right, I'm just gonna. You can enjoy that your wife is being happy,
and that's what the argument is. That's what everybody says. So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put myself in their shoes, man.
That's a hard shoe. That's some tight shoes to fill, boy. That's some tight shoes to fill, boy.
Hit it from the back. That's the best part. Ooh, boy, I bet you riding him like a stallion. Nigga, now your ass at home. I wonder what she doing right now. I hope he didn't nut in the mouth. I bet he nutted in the mouth. God damn. And then she gonna bring her. And then when she come home and be like, hey, honey, did you have fun? You try to kiss her. Not thinking. She's like, no. Let me brush my teeth first. Let me brush my teeth first and take a shower real quick. Then you sit back. And reality hits you. She just got fucked. She probably been sucking some dick because it don't matter about her mouth. She's just showing you some respect.
Emotional damage.
Exactly. When you married, nigga, y'all wake up kissing each other, and your morning breath is some of the worst. It ain't that bad when you've been living all day. Like, you done ate some shit, you been chewing on gum or whatever, you probably brushed your teeth a little bit. Your breath ain't gonna be as bad as when in the morning. So the only reason she don't want you to kiss her is out of respect, because she been sucking that dick. That's why. And you like that shit? That shit turns you on. You a whole bitch to me. I'm just saying.
And that's probably why he lashed out the way he did. Because
it is
at this point, like, he's been emasculated at every turn. Like,
at every turn. Next, she's gonna be a woman.
Talked about their sex life.
What?
Some other guy screwed. She brought him on and told him, like, hey, listen, I never really liked you. Even, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's been emasculated at every single turn. So the whole idea that the whole fact that it's like, oh, she gave a look and now he all of a sudden has to do something. It's kind of like, you've been destroying my reputation at every turn. Why do I now have to go fight some other dude? Like, really?
I mean,
I don't know.
He even made a joke, like when somebody says something, right, and then they laugh it off, they really meant what the fuck they said.
Oh yeah, all jokes are half meant, right?
I mean, 78% of the time. So when he said, "Hell, my wife been naked in front of a lot of different men," he meant that shit. This shit is bothering him in his mind. That shit is bothering him. He was starting to show signs of depression. Talking about the being in quarantine, I picked up some extra weight. Nigga, your ass was depressed, nigga. And you realize how depressed and unhappy you were being in quarantine. That's what that was.
He's Will Smith. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Goddamn thought out. That's what that is. And now these motherfuckers gonna he willing to share that shit. He don't want to leave it for nothing in the world. And then she come on national TV and said Will ain't no good in bed. Just killed all
and that's what I'm saying. That's like
that nigga
he's destroying him at every turn.
Every turn, nigga.
Every turn. And it's kind of
every
like
turn.
I don't know.
Every turn, bro.
You know what?
You said your husband ain't no good in bed, nigga. That's the lowest
on national
thing
TV
to do on public. That's ridiculous.
Hold on. Let's get some other voices in here. Tack, Danielle, Chris, how you guys doing?
This is terrible.
Good.
Tack, you're muted, by the way. Yeah.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Fantastic. How about yourself?
Great. Yeah.
Hey,
how did the fight go? Have you fought yet, man?
Nah, it was supposed to be this Saturday, but my opponent actually called out.
He said he ain't want none of that goat. He ain't want none of that goat. He too bad.
Damn. So what happens next? You just keep training?
Yeah, it's just back to the drawing board, back to training, unfortunately.
You have a manager that sets these fights up?
Well, just my coach. Really.
I mean, if not, you could always hire Jada Pickett. She'll set a fight up for you.
I don't know. I might catch something else with her. So I'm not
send you right into the ring.
Y'all niggas ain't learned to keep her name out your motherfucking mouth.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get smacked. You better watch it.
I'm just joking.
A damn Will Smith hand just jump out the computer and slap the shit out of the top. Pow!
My sister's keeper, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Great.
Fantastic. You know, I asked a lot of people, and I noticed that a lot of women were okay with what Will Smith did. Thoughts? Women. Chris, Danielle.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't okay what he did. People see it as a form of protection, but he didn't think it through. Number one, and he even came out in his speech, he said that it was based in emotion. I don't think he thought it through. And if you were to carry what he did to a normal relationship, it would have been an awful decision. Like a normal person, average person, if the average Chris Rock had pressed charges, he would have been in jail for a minimum of 6 months, I believe. And then the fine for that is like $2,000 in California, at least. So like the average family couldn't take on that. Your main breadwinner is in jail for 6 months, or you have to use your rent money to to pay a fine because someone told a joke and your feelings got hurt. I don't think it was worth it. I think the average person, if they had consequences and they knew those consequences, they wouldn't have made that decision. And it just wasn't a good decision at all. And it wasn't a form of protection. Her feelings got hurt, you know. I don't think that it was necessary for him to slap him. I think he could have just said something back.
So a lot of the argument that was made was that he shouldn't have made a joke about her illness at all. He shouldn't have really even been talking about her, period.
Whatever. That bitch ain't exempt.
I personally didn't even know that she had it until people started saying it. So we don't even know if Chris Rock knew. But he could have called her G.I. Jane because she was wearing green. Not necessarily because she was bald.
No, the bald.
It was a bald
It was
thing.
definitely the bald head. That was a reach, Chris. That was a reach. Come on.
Well, it's still a fact that she's bald. Like, and I thought they were fighting for equality. So if there's a G.I. Joe, then that just wanted a G.I. Jane too. You got what you were asking for. But no, I get why she was upset. But do I think that she should have been exempt from any jokes? Not necessarily.
No.
But even then, was it worth being slapped over? No. Just talk to the guy. You know, tell him, hey, she's going through this. I don't know if you knew. And sit back down. It was so unnecessary. Like, the slap was so unnecessary.
He was doing the most.
Mm-hmm.
He could have stood up. He could have stood up for her verbally, bro. You didn't have to get up there and slap that dude. I know this right from your ass would have got toe up in that motherfucker.
A guy half your size too. Half his size.
Half your size, nigga. I bet you the goddamn Rock was up there. He wouldn't have had all that goddamn energy. He'd have set that fucking ass and looked over at Jada. Would have looked at him. He'd look back like, bitch, look. You
correct your eyes.
They should come out with a G.I. Jane too, baby. I mean, what you want me to do, nigga?
Danielle, what do you think? What do you think? Talk to me.
I like his smack.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nigga, I could have told you that. She would.
I know. That's.
Like,
I want to hear the mindset behind it. Like, why do you think the smack was okay?
I think that if I needed to be defended, and that's the way my husband chose to defend me, I'm okay with what he chose. It don't matter if my feelings was hurt. My feelings being hurt my whatever it was something wrong, and he felt like he needed to do something, and that's what he chose to do. I'm not about to be mad at him for what he chose to do. He ain't average, and $2,000 ain't gonna hurt him. He good.
I think it's less of the $2,000 and more of the future ramifications that can have.
Oh,
even if he don't work no more, he not gonna be a bum.
I mean, they got money. That's a whole thing.
Interesting.
They got plenty of money.
I mean, I don't know.
But you open up a house for lawsuit, so I'm not trying to give a motherfucker a free meal.
The lawsuit, I'm also thinking just people that would have want to work with him in the future might now see this as a tarnish or blemish on his record.
Oh, well. Everybody has tarnishes and blemishes. It's been how many years? Everybody else can mess up, but he can't. Like, he human.
You said on Will's blemish?
There's
record?
a mess up. There's a mess up, and then there is a mess. Okay, I don't know. A mess up is just going up there and tripping on stage. That's a mess up. He
already did.
I don't feel like he messed up, but he feel like he messed up because he apologized. So
the whole world thinks he messed up.
And that's
what I'm so curious about.
I don't feel like the whole world feel like he messed up, though. I feel like it might be
a lot of men. I would say a lot of men think he messed up, and a lot of women don't think he messed up.
Okay, so.
And that's I mean
that more than half the world agrees with him because it's more women than men?
Well, there's some women out there that are, on the smarter side.
What side is the smarter side?
What?
What side is
you know which side.
He's leaning in that camera.
No, I don't know the side.
Oh shit!
I just don't think a physical assault is still. It's not a smart thing to do. As your first option, it's just not a smart thing to do. It's not at all.
Did everybody okay though?
Okay. I guess so.
Okay, so I
don't
used to
think
be
it's-
that hothead nigga, bro, and I done spent my time in jail. I swear to God, I've been arrested like 8 or 9 times for assault.
But that's the thing, is he ain't no hothead. This is not something that he just do.
I was making a point. If I would have been a motherfucker with money, like at that time, nigga, I would be sued every fucking time I put my hands on somebody. And eventually, like, lawsuits is a real thing, man. I'm trying to tell you, a lawsuit can fucking hurt where to the point to where you just want to. Man, listen, Chris Rock is an actor, man. They can tell him, his lawyer can find out how much on average he gets paid to do a film. And you can't measure emotional suffering. You can't measure that, but it can be rewarded punitively through punitive damages. You understand? You can't say trauma, what it caused. I may have to, like, I'm scared to work on movie sets now because he might show up there. Like, all of this shit adds up. Man, he could get sued for quite a bit of money, like millions, nigga. Not no thousands, millions for slapping somebody. Let a pro fighter slap a person in the street and see how much they get sued for.
Oh, that's
Let them do it. That's a whole fucking fact.
Even an amateur.
The fuck out of.
Even an amateur.
That's why a pro fighter will be your bitch in the moment. He'll get mad as fuck and he'll just leave, but he's not finna hit you. He ain't gonna do it because he knows the minute he cross that line and hit your ass, nigga, you going to Sizzler. You got some money. You and that nigga had that contract together. Y'all contract. Y'all.
Plus, he could be arrested and charged without Chris Rock's permission.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, Chris Rock couldn't even stop the arrest and him being charged if they decided to do that. Because there's us calling or someone calling being a victim of the crime and reporting it, and then there's what they call the state witnessing an activity, and they don't need the permission of the victim and definitely not the permission of the perpetrator, and they can just go ahead and charge people.
Yeah.
So they could literally arrest him, and Chris Rock could be down at the police station saying don't do it, and they could still arrest him because the witness is the
state
video. That's the video, right? The state is the witness. The state is doing the charging, and you have the evidence of the video, and then what supports the intent? What he sat down and started screaming when he walked back to his seat. So he followed up the smack with what he said. And so that right there, if they chose to, they could arrest him in the next probably year or 18 months, depending on that particular state statute. And there would be nothing Chris Rock could say to prevent that arrest and charge.
Right.
They could go to court literally with that and find them guilty.
Yeah.
Chris, you were going to say something? I think you raised your hand.
I was just curious on how that would work, but he answered it.
Okay. Unique, how you doing? You muted. There you go.
Hey. How are you? I was doing some stuff. Time got away from me.
No worries, no worries.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to be in the chat or something like that usually. But what was the question?
Well, we're gonna go to the video actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Everybody hates Chris.
So
Who did that meme?
it was a good one. A smart man. That's who did it. So what are your thoughts on the smack, honestly? Smack heard around the world.
I have two viewpoints about it, but I think one of them is more stronger than the other. The first one is, as a wife, if I don't want my husband to get into anything to hurt himself over something stupid, right? But just seeing my husband defend me would be like, oh, okay, thank you. Oh, that's how you feel about me. But as far as the situation at hand, I totally am team Chris Rock. Totally. Like, I understand Will is probably breaking down and stuff. I think he got some problems. I think, he's mentally stressed, and he got a lot of things going on, but it really doesn't excuse what he did. And I don't really blame Will. I blame more her, in a sense, because he was laughing. He was laughing. It was a joke. You know what I'm saying? He was laughing at first. When they panned the camera to him after he said that, he was laughing. He smiled, and then he looked at Jada's face, and then you see him walking.
The reaction.
Yeah. So to me, you just ruined your husband's biggest night of his life over your feelings.
But did she?
I feel like she did. I feel like she should have just took it in stride and laughed it off just like everybody else, because they rag on everybody when they come on there. That's what the comedians is up there for with the Oscars, because it's boring. So they have to have comedians talking about people. I mean, if you watch all the other Oscars, that's what they do.
That's what they do.
Don't nobody get mad and slap somebody for it. Come on now. To me, it's just ridiculous. I felt like he reacted that way because of her, not because he felt like it was a bad joke, because he smiled. He laughed. So I don't know. I felt for me, I do feel like he has to have, some mental health soon. And I think, he was breaking down, and she knows that. You know what I'm saying? She knows all the pressure that he's going through. She knows that she's the one, when they were separated, did some stuff and it became public.
I was gonna say, like, she's the majority of the stress, and I think.
So to know that he's being nominated for Best Actor, and to not just be happy about where you at in the situation and laugh it off, because he was ragging on other people too. It wasn't just her, but specifically, she banned the Oscars before, so he did talk about her before, because she specifically was encouraging people to ban the Oscars. So this time she's in the front row of the Oscars when you was just banning it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and what he's feeling. He's excited. He's nominated. Why not just laugh it off, or at least, reach for his hand when you see him about to go up? Something. Because he's going up because of your face, because of your feelings. All that happened because of your feelings, not because of his. At first, he was laughing. I don't know. That's just how I see it from that point of view. If you don't agree with me, that's fine, but that's just how I see it.
I sort of agree, but at the same time, I think what's difficult is it's still, no matter what, 100% his fault, because he's still the one that did it. Not only was it his slap,
the action was still him.
He's the brand, right? So even if she does something wrong, when she had an entanglement, we were like, dang, where's Will? Like, everything reflects onto him because he's the face, right? He's the head of the household. He's the man of the house. And so whether or not he does it or she does it or he does it for her, it's always going to point back at him because he's the man. So like he should have had more self-control. But I'm also on Chris Rock's side. I think it was a dumb move. So sort of agree. More common ground than not.
That's what I'm saying. He has to take ownership of his own action. Like his action was, he did that. And the end of the day, yeah, she still gave him a look, but he was the one that still got up and walked up there and smacked him. Even if he walked up there and said, "Nah, that's not cool, bro." Even if he sat there and said from his seat, "Nah, that's not." Even if he just went like this, all of that would have still been much better than walking up there and smacking him.
Yeah.
Like on live, disrespecting a man half your size. Like, come on, you know.
I see that.
I get it. He's hurt. What up, Chef? Shout out to you, bro. Okay. Favorite boxer,
another legend.
Yeah. The Quartey lineage. We're just, born bred boxers, man. I'll tell you.
Man, I don't know, but nobody can see how if she would have laughed it off that wouldn't have happened. Like if knowing that this is your husband's night, like supporting him instead of reacting into your feelings.
How you supposed to stop your feelings?
I didn't say stop your feelings, but you know that this is your husband's night.
What
So
I know is somebody said something and I reacted. Her feelings just showed on her face.
She could have her feelings. No, it didn't just show on her face. She rolled her eyes and was all like that. She
That's her face. It showed on her face.
She could have just sat there and went.
Why?
Just sat there. Because it's his night for him, for your husband, for him.
Then talk about him.
What?
Her feelings are relevant. If can't nobody say that she can't feel how she feels.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that she shouldn't have felt the way she felt.
And ain't nothing wrong with her showing how she felt. Ain't nothing wrong with her showing how she felt.
I didn't say that. You could have a right to be offended. I don't care. That's your feelings. You want to be offended, that's fine. But support your husband. Support him.
She's there. She's supporting him. Getting your feelings hurt just because my feelings got hurt, I'm not supporting you.
That's what he did. Her reaction.
So because my feelings hurt, I'm not supporting my husband now. That sounds dumb.
I'm saying that if you know that this is the biggest night of your husband's life. He's been waiting for this. This has accumulated all his work that he's done, and now it's tainted forever because your feelings was hurt. Fuck your feelings.
It's not tainted because her feelings were hurt, though. But it's not tainted because of her feelings.
Feelings is hurt.
That's not why it's tainted, though. Why y'all keep pointing at her?
We got Chef on the panel. Chef, how you doing, my man?
It's tainted because that man didn't know what else to do.
Peace. Peace, Brother Clement.
What up,
Peace.
Chef?
Peace to everyone. Peace, Doc. Peace, Blooming Ebony. Peace, Neek. Is the night. I remember when you were Nika Knight, and you the real Nika Knight to me, right?
I know
and then
the girl
and
made me say my name.
I saw. Don't worry, we understand. But look, you the one that I see and I watch. So you're mine, right? My sister's keeper. Peace, my sister. Assalamu alaikum. All right.
Wow.
Thank you. So I kind of wanted to, the thing that made me hit the button, the StreamYard button, was this, right? If I think somebody is simple, I just keep it moving and let them talk. But if I respect someone's intellect and I feel there's something that I could kind of inject into it, it's more important. So it was this last piece, right? I got water on my screen when you were saying this, Sister's Keeper. The thing is, I totally understand the fact that you're stating that where she was Jada supposed to be the one to pull her feelings back and not express her opinion, and was she not supposed to feel, and all of those things, right? So when I speak to you as a queen, and I understand, and believe it or not, I was raised in a Christian church. My grandfather, both sides are both Pentecostal reverends, right? But I understand in terms of my knowledge of Islam and everybody that's there, I understand that you sisters are more powerful than people understand, because you exhibit your power from the back end. You may not be the main actor in the role, but you are a hellified executive producer from behind, and you let hubby be the star, right? We're taught that throughout our lives. When it comes to something, watch this, the wedding. Everything could be logical to us. Everything could be more cost effective. Everything. But we understand that is my fiance's day. And we understand the impact of it. The only thing that I say, and I won't call it a pushback, but in terms of what you were stating, I just want to give you a little consideration. We learn to do that all the time. We learn how to allow our sisters to revel within their femininity, because that makes them a wife for us. There's things that we shut our mouths about, even though we may be the prophet, priest, king, provider, protector of all of that. We shut our mouths behind that. So the only thing that I'm saying is, in this situation, it's like your wedding. We got to give it to you. We got to let you have that. This was the night where, and for the record, I'm a seasoned record industry executive, right? We pretty much know who wins it. You get placed in a certain seat. They bring you out at certain times. They don't allow you to be engaged with other stuff. You saw when, what's her name? When Megan Thee Stallion won the Grammy last year. You saw they kept rushing her here, rushing her there, and she ended up winning the best song. They know this already. The thing is, that was his night. That was his biggest crowning achievement. This dude had to play a gay dude being in bed with another dude, no respect to the alphabet clique. All right? He played so many different roles and did so many different things. He had to turn his back on his hip hop career. He was the first hip hop artist to win a Grammy. He went through all of these different things, and this was his night to celebrate him. I believe that the sister should have let him have that. That's all. And the thing is, I do have to drop off, right? But I had to say this without typing. I got big ass hands, and I'm on the smartphone right now. But that was the only piece. Say it again, brother.
And you got water on your phone too, so we can't have that.
Exactly. So my sister's keeper, that was the only thing that I was trying to throw out to your psyche. I respect your opinion. I love the fact that Clement makes you a piece of this. You and him are definitely major pieces, as well as Bloom and Ebony. You already know. So that's all I got. Maybe they call it a little rabbit hole I threw in there. But I got to drop because I got to handle this thing. You guys got any questions for me?
You just opened up a whole can of worms, my man. Because I don't necessarily agree too much of that. Like, listen, it was his night. He knew it was his night.
Right.
She gave him the look. And that's what John and I were actually talking about. The doctor and I were talking about earlier. She gave him the look. But he, on the other hand, still got up and did everything else right after the look.
Right.
Look.
Like everything after the look was still all him. Like it had nothing to do with her. He did all of that.
No, I agree.
I don't necessarily agree that she had anything to do with that.
I probably didn't clarify myself enough. What it was I was the only thing, and I'm not targeting you, sis. The only thing that I was speaking to was when I saw my sister's keeper mention about, is it wrong for her to have feelings about how she felt? That's the only thing that my little diatribe was kind of targeted to, was that thing. And that's why I brought up the wedding, brought up, all of those things. I was just saying that it was his night. Her feelings, she should have put her feelings. I'm long-winded. I apologize. I should have just said she should have put her feelings to the side and let this brother have his night.
Okay, so I understood.
Man, I talk too
I
much.
understood your example and everything about the wedding, but that man that's getting married during the time that they planning, if it's something that he don't like, he can say what he don't like. If even though it's her day, if he want his family there and she don't get along with his family's gonna be still there because it's still his day too. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but fuck all that. Okay. So when I feel something, if you haven't watched this channel, you're gonna know what I feel because it's gonna show on my face. So, yeah.
That's fact.
If you my husband and you've been with me all this time, you should know how to respond to my feeling. How about that? It's such a special night for you, and you've been with me all this time. Should you not know how to conduct yourself when I'm hurt? Why is it my fault that you don't know what to do?
Question for you.
If you the man
Mm-hmm.
and you leading me and you're the example,
well, shit.
Why do I gotta why? And then she didn't know the joke. How's she supposed to control being hurt about something? We taking it lightly that she got alopecia, but hair is a big deal to Black women. Like, it's a whole thing about like, don't touch my hair and good hair, bad hair, and all these things. And they trying to make this movement with these bald-headed things to try to make it seem like it's okay but it's not though. So we acting like losing your hair is not a big thing.
Right.
How can we say what her feelings should be or how big it is to her? What about the reaction that she gave was a small reaction of how she actually felt? What if what she felt was like way more than what she showed?
So we can I guarantee, and I fully agree with you that the small reaction from your lady when you are out in public, we understand it as a larger internal reaction. So you are absolutely correct about that. The only thing that I was stating was her understanding, and I even used the dynamic of stating the wives, when they say being the Michelle to Barack, being the executive producer from behind, being the silent partner. That's what this marriage thing is in terms of a good woman. You get what I'm saying? If I see you in a hijab, understanding the culture, I recognize what you espouse in this world, my sister. All I'm stating is this: her knowing that this was her husband's biggest achievement in life. You know how long ago he had to do the 6 degrees of separation? Do you understand the mistakes he's made where he denied the Matrix to go to the Wild West and all of these things she was there for, and this was his night. What I'm stating is, for you, being the person that's the one that supports this soldier, this prophet, priest, king, protector, provider, if you would have allowed him to have his strong moment and put your feelings in. And would you not
disallow his mate?
Would you put your feelings to the side?
What about what my reaction was that I wanted to go smack him, but I didn't because it was his night. So my reaction was just to grit my teeth and make a face.
I call my fiance police. I call her facial police. I call her face police, because even if I choose to not say a word, guess what happens? Just the look on my face, I'm going to have to deal with what that face meant to her. And that's why I just stated again, something as simple as the look from your lady means a lot more.
You got to deal with the look on your face. So your wife don't allow you to have feelings?
So question for you. When Will went up there and did that smack, do you think that it was influenced somehow by the pain of his lady and the look on her face? Because he was laughing until he looked at her. So can you tell me that? Do you think he made a move based on defending his wife?
Yes.
Yes? No? Okay. So do you believe, because when you look at it, you've seen him laughing and playing Hollywood until you looked at her face and he looked at her face. And we understand the power of our wives' faces, especially if we've been with them more than 2 years, right? What I'm stating to you is, do you think she her facial movements, her pantomimes, her tone and demeanor, do you think it influenced his movements?
Oh, you just asked the same question over and over again, baby.
I mean, what I'm stating is I asked it. What I did was ask it in a different way to elucidate a
It's the
specific
same
detail.
question. It's the same question. And I already answered the
So
question.
she made him
it
do
doesn't
that.
matter that what he did was because she had feelings. That doesn't matter.
That's not the question. The question is,
he said, did he do what he did because of what she felt?
I can highlight this.
But what I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying is, how do you know her feelings wasn't to the side? How do you know her feelings wasn't to the side?
Let Unique talk. Let Unique talk real quick, and then I'll continue.
The question is, why can't she put her feelings?
How do you know
aside?
that wasn't to the side just to make a facial reaction?
Okay, John.
All right, so I was always the guy who I'm violent over my lady. You understand? So I know facial expressions. I know hers. I know my exes. And the main one, most shit, was Jamarca's mom. So if she does this, she's irritated. No need to respond. But if her mouth fly open and she look at me, that means whoop this nigga ass. Period. If she go, this looking at me is like, you gonna let that motherfucker get away with that? I gotta do something. And she wants me to be physical. And if she don't want me to be physical, she'll tug my jacket. Jada didn't tug shit. And she kissed him when he came back to the table. Drop the mic on that one.
She did?
Hell yeah, she did when he came back. And she didn't fucking, she was like, Will, what are you doing? She didn't do that. He was like, go get that motherfucker. You know the look I gave you, nigga. That's right. Walk on up there. She know that nigga ain't finna go. You mean to tell me they've been married 25 years, nigga, and you know your husband ain't finna go? What you
Let me ask you,
do
you think Will has any kind of control in his marriage?
No. He's a henpecked. You know what he is to me.
At all.
That man, a whole feminine product dog.
Not at all.
Dog. That's what he is to me. He's that. That's what he is.
You can tell just about if anybody watched the Red Table Talk, you can tell by that. He's been on there before.
Filipino like that, so
I know you don't probably, men don't probably watch it, but I'm just saying you can tell when he's on there or when he's being interviewed or even when that entanglement interview, you can tell she was like, I don't care what you do, we gonna be together. It doesn't matter what you say, and she said that.
She said it word for word. I saw it. I ain't want to admit it. Yeah, I saw that.
He ain't got no control.
He ain't got none, bro. How you listen? This woman, I wish a motherfucker would come to me and say, I want to have an entanglement, or you had an entanglement, or whatever the fuck. And I'm gonna need you to be okay with it. I'm not going to be. So you have two choices. You can cease and desist. And I'm gonna go to Malibu for several weeks to get it over with, to just clear my head, or you can be married, or you can choose that entangler. But I'm not fixing to fucking share with nobody. I ain't saying no vows to nobody but you. And if those vows aren't good enough to where you think this is all this extra shit is needed, then peace be unto you, my honey. And that's the end of that. Period. I don't give a damn. I got enough money to live a regular life. I'll just be a regular old dude. And I'll be cool with that. I'm still gonna do movies. Bad Boys for Life would have still got done, and I could have been without you to do it. And that's just being real. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it.
Oh, damn. Chef had to leave. Sorry, Chef. I hope you're still in the chat. Shout out to you, bro. Thanks for coming up. Do you think men should be reacting off of that, though? Especially in situation. You know what? I don't want to say. I think men should be reacting off of that. In certain situations, should men be reacting off of that, though? Such as what?
You mean off of feelings?
Off of her looks. Off of
the woman's feelings?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say no, that they should not be reacting in a violent way. They should be reacting as far as something that's not nonviolent. So, but if it's something that, if there's danger, yes. If your wife is in danger, if your woman is in danger, and a serious danger, not her feelings getting hurt, but serious danger, yes, men should be reacting. But over feelings, to me, no. Your life ain't worth it.
Wait. What? Reacting over feelings?
Mm-hmm. Should men be reacting off of how the woman?
Nah, she ain't got to be in no danger now. You get disrespectful with one of mine. I'm not gonna hit your ass all at once because I'm getting older. But if the disrespect continues or you say some old smart ass shit back, I'm gonna get in that ass. And I wish you well. I wish you all the best.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm gonna take you down through there.
Even if she feels if it was disrespectful, even if it was something that wasn't to that level of disrespectful, if she feels she was emotionally hurt by it in some way, should men be reacting off of that?
Fuck no, I already said you shouldn't. He overreacted. That's too much. It's a fucking joke. It was a joke, and they know each other. This was not some young ass bum ass comedian, and they in a fucking nightclub somewhere. Like, you got a choice as a man. You can. Of course, he's not gonna leave because he's getting the Oscar. I get it, right? But you ain't got to do all that extra. That was just too much. It was just too much. It was unwarranted. Say something from the audience. And, if you felt like the worst thing is he embarrassed her a little bit, right? But it's like you trying to prove to Jada, get your manhood back. That's what I'm telling you. You trying to get your manhood back. Because she done told you in closed doors, you a bitch. She's told you that. She done got on national TV and said you can't fuck. She done let it be known nationally that she's had several entanglements, not just one, with motherfucking dudes half her age. And that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing when a motherfucker see your bitch with another nigga on a date. Just outright say, "Oh yeah, it was a relationship," and then dude come and tell every damn thing. You a bitch. You emasculated to the utmost power, nigga, 10th degree. Yeah, he had to slap that motherfucker to feel better about his whole life. That's where that slap came from.
And then he gets up there and cries right after that. She can defend her damn self, so there's no need for all that extra ish.
That was some extra shit, for real. It was too much.
Anybody seen G.I. Jane? Everybody seen G.I. Jane, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've only seen the cover, and yes,
Oh my God. I didn't even think it was a bad joke. Like, I didn't even think it was something like derogatory in a sense, because
that bitch was bad in that
Jane
movie.
was a bad bitch. Okay?
Bad bitch.
She beat men that's supposed to be men in the Marine Corps and made it. You know what I'm saying? She shaved her head because she wanted to, for them to look at her as one of the guys, instead of them looking at her like they trying to get with her. And she was trying to prove to them that she, can do what they can do. And she did. So to me, when he said G.I. Jane, that wasn't even, I don't even think he knew she had alopecia. I was listening to Instagram last night, and Lunel was on there, and Lunel was like, I don't even think he even know that she had alopecia. I think that he thought that it was the trend that's going on now, which is women are shaving their heads, and he was joking, but kind of giving her props with G.I. Jane, because G.I. Jane was bad. G.I. Jane was good. I mean, it wasn't like she was a stripper prostitute and she was sick. Come on now. So it wasn't even enough for her to roll her eyes. That joke, she could have smiled that off, because G.I. Jane was a bad bitch. Sorry.
Yeah, and she could have spun it. He gave her a way to spin it. Like you just spun it.
In any case, I blame Will for all of this. I don't. She reacted the way she did. She She is a emotional, very emotional person. And it shows. He just proved that he's probably far more emotional than she is.
Yeah, he makes women emotional ass decisions.
No, he's
'Cause
not.
even when the wife is in the storm,
Did y'all see his mother's reaction?
cornerstone.
Did y'all hear his mother's and sister's reaction? So I watched
I
that
did.
today. They actually went and interviewed the mom and the sister, and they both was like how this was a night for him, and they proud of him, and they had never ever seen him react that way ever in as long as they know him. That he is usually the most calm, collect, laid back person. That he don't just react stuff like that. That's what the mother and the sister had said.
But
And
listen,
go ahead.
When you emotionally abuse, and I'm speaking from personal experience, you turn into an overreactive motherfucker like that because you're emotionally abused at home. You're emotionally abused, and you do everything to make that bitch happy. And sometimes it's been plenty of times I shouldn't have put my fucking hands on nobody, but I did it. And I remember my mama told me that bitch is gonna have your ass in prison. You just stay right there. You're gonna be in prison or dead. Cause everybody ain't gonna be letting your big ass jump on them all the goddamn time. Somebody gonna get your ass one of these days. They gonna know your ass gonna respond, and they gonna shoot the fuck out of you before you know what's happening. Keep on, mark my words. So my mom said that. Oh shit! Oh shit! She said that. He ain't finna fight with you. He gonna shoot you.
Listen, that's love right there. She was warning you.
That ain't love. That's stupidity.
She was warning you at the utmost. Like, come on, man.
Because at the end of the day, fuck the look. You do got to put it on the man. Because even though I motherfucking, like, you know what I'm saying, I know this fucking look, but you got to understand too, the fucking consequences at home. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Why you ain't take up for me? All you did was say something. That's all. You know what? Fuck this. I'm going to find another entanglement.
My mother said, that wasn't my mother. It was this dude that I was cool with in high school who was kind of like my brother. He said, you know what killed more men than anything? I was like, what? He said, pussy. I'm sorry. He said that was
that's a fact. That's a fact.
And I was like, what? I mean, I'm a teenager, so I don't know what's going on. I wasn't even doing anything. So I'm like, for real? He was like, yeah.
It's crazy.
One thing that I find interesting about what Nick was saying is that when I was growing up, I was always told to save it for the car. Like when you're there, if something happens, you let it happen. You save face, but he'll hear about it when you get to the car. Something bothers you, you tell him when you get to the car, when you're by yourself. And there's actually this episode of This Is Us with Randall and his wife, and he sent his wife this super mean message or something. And then, but when they got to the house, she was totally fine, totally normal with him. But then they got to the car, and he was like,
dinner.
The dinner. Yeah,
that was crazy.
They got to the car, and he was like, hey, I sent you this message. Like, I'm glad you didn't hear it. Please delete it or something like that. And she was like, oh, I heard it. And she went off on him in the car. Of course, you don't necessarily have to go off on them, but if she had an issue, there were other ways that she could have dealt with it without necessarily showing an attitude. So I think my mind is kind of changing there, where I was actually raised to stay composed. And then if you have an issue, you can express that issue with your husband later.
Tack, I think you wanted to say something, or are you just coming out?
Oh no, I was just listening. I was on another call. That's why they jumped off.
Okay.
And I was just listening. I could say something for 10 seconds or so about the Will Smith situation. I mean, to me, I looked at the way Jada Pinkett's body language was, her body language. And I know because they married, they've been around each other forever, that they can communicate without actually uttering sounds. You can do it through body language or whatever like that. And I think that at that point, he could have communicated back with his body language to her. and if he chose to, and she would have understood what he was saying. So the same way everybody is saying she gave him the look, her body language was such that, hey, you gonna check that shit, like that shit need to be checked now, or whatever that was. He could have gave her the look back like, that's nothing, that's nothing, or whatever, and communicated back. But I think that she communicated to him, and he did what he did, and that was it. And we all have to live with it like that. Of course, he doesn't get any points for Chris Rock. Like, can't no guy. I understand what the women saying. I get where they at. Can't no guy sell me on, hey man, wasn't that cool the way he stood up to Chris Rock? Like, really? That was so fucking borderline bullying. I don't even know what to tell you.
That wasn't borderline. That was bullying.
And then the fact that you would slap a man, turn your back, make sure and pop your jacket and walk away, and then go have a seat and then talk to him like he's your wife or mistress, right? Or he's a hooker on a pole at a strip club. That was different, what I will give Chris Rock credit for is his non-reaction, the way he just carried it on. All it did was show Will Smith in that light. That's pretty much what it did, because it was a smack. It wasn't a punch. He wasn't hurt in that sense physically, right? It was just a smack, right? But at the end of the day, I don't think it's fair to put the weight on Jada Pinkett, no matter what the situation is, because we always talking about self-accountability. We always talking about being responsible. We always talking about life is about choices, So yeah, she whatever, but ultimately he made his decisions based on whatever he made his decisions based on. That's what he did. But in terms of him having any respect for Chris Rock as a man that would defend himself, he had no respect, because I don't know no man that would smack another man, not even punch him, but smack another man in his face and turn his back on him, walk 20 feet and sit down and talk to him like he's a stripper on a pole at a strip club.
Let me ask you this, because I think John threw this out earlier. Do you think if that was anyone different, do you think if it was a white man up there, he would have done the same thing?
If that was a white man up there, they would have did what they did the last time and not showed up. I don't care who you go get. You can go get Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Lewis, and who line them up, here or gone, post or whatever. If that was a white man, she wouldn't even have reacted that way. And if that was a white man, it'd be a whole lot of those opportunities be gone right now. And if it was those alphabet people, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I, F, G, the alphabet group, it'd be a wrap.
Forget about it.
Right now, it'd be a
Do you
wrap.
think security would have reacted if it was a white man?
If it was a white man, no, because this is what white people, this is what white people do in them circles. They react with the ink pen, not the handcuffs.
But I'm talking about security. That's what they there for. They there to.
No, I don't think because they would have looked it off. See, when I say the white man, if there was a white man up there, I'm not talking about a white man that's working security. They're nobody. They're the closest thing to white trash. To
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what security would have paid attention and reacted if it was a white man. I don't think they would have reacted because I don't think they would have reacted in places like that. Dealing with white people, even the white victim can look the security off. The security, I don't think, would have initially jumped on that. What I'm saying to you is the security in them places like that is of a different frame of mind than working somewhere else doing security. So I don't believe that security would have reacted like that. I really don't. But what I'm pretty sure about is he would have felt it where he don't want to feel it at the bank. I think he still might.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he might.
I think he still might.
Because that's defamation of character, that's assault, that's bad. It's whatever you want it to be. It's whatever you want. See, white folks play different. Them white folks will let you say anything to them. They'll let you smack them just like Chris Rock did. But believe me, you're gonna find out how much that smack cost.
I swear to
Did y'all
God.
hear that they trying to take the Oscar back? That they had a meeting and stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard them saying something like that, but I'm just saying, period. If that was somebody white, first of all, he wouldn't have did it. We can start there. And like I said, he had no respect for Chris Rock anyway. You gonna smack that man like he your woman or something like that, and then turn your back and whatever like that? Nah, man. Nah. To me, it was displaced aggression. To me, it seemed like he had so much bottled up in him, and this was just an outlet, and it was an easy one with no ramifications. That's what that was to me. But I could be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. I'm just giving you my observation, because I know guys that would fight you if you hit them in their mouth. Definitely not me, because I was never a fighter. I had a bunch of brothers and uncles. I go get them. But I know guys, yeah, they would fight you if you hit them in their mouth. But if you slapped them, man, them guys will delete you, man. Because that's different. The message is different. When the man smack a man, the message is different than the man punching a man. It's different.
Yella said he allowed himself to get smacked. I don't think Chris Rock thought he was gonna smack him.
It seemed like he was bracing his face for it, unless he was leaning down thinking that man was gonna whisper in his ear.
Because he had his hand behind his back the whole time. So
Hand behind his back, and he leaned forward. It seemed like his you know, it was a bully move to me. He don't get no. You stood up for your woman to what? To somebody that you could hide with the suit jacket you was wearing? Come on, man.
How's the guy who got smacked the bigger person? What? Honestly, it would have been a bad look for, I would say, Black people as a whole if Chris decided to hit back.
Yeah.
Because now it's two Black people on stage just fighting each other. Like at any other Oscars, this has never happened. But once you have two Black people on the stage, now all of a sudden there's a fight.
So y'all know everything was Black. Like the producer was Black, and you know a lot of the stage, like this was like supposed to be, oh y'all, we didn't let y'all in, so now we're gonna let y'all take over. Now look what happened.
Yeah.
we let y'all do everything. We let y'all be the producer. We let y'all do all it. Now,
Yella. So what do you think would have been a bigger move for Chris to do if you're still there?
Well, Chris Rock?
Yeah, because Yella said
the biggest move he could possibly do. What he did when he did what he did.
But that's what he's saying. How's the guy who got smacked the bigger person? So what would have made him a bigger person in your eyes, Yella? What would have made him? Because I think what he did was still a good move. I mean, it wasn't a fun move. The bigger person is not necessarily the move that you're gonna get the most fulfillment from doing. Like, it's not fun to take a smack in front of millions of people, but him reacting out of emotion like Chris did, I mean, Will Smith did, would not have.
CKQ, where you grow up at? What type of neighborhood you come out of? You ain't gotta tell me where, but what type of neighborhood you come out of?
A couple different ones, but
okay, all right. So you know what it is in the hood, right?
Not so much, honestly.
Okay, all right. Well, I come from projects, high rises, rats, you know, stepping over dead bodies to take my nephews to school, stuff like that. Oh shit! You know what I'm saying? And I could tell you stories about a dude maybe twice the size of another guy smacking them or punching them or taking something from them, and dudes don't do nothing, right? Them dudes be dead in 6 months, man.
The ones that didn't do anything?
No, the ones that did something. Because what happens is they play themselves. They play themselves with their aggression and that physical ability to do what they want to an individual, right? They doing what they want, right? And they're thinking that this is the way it is. I'm gonna just take this from CKQ, right? He gonna take your stuff, whatever that might be, right? And you know, people know about it, or people standing there and they see it. The play be different though. A lot of guys in the hood, yeah, you got some chumps, you got some guys that don't do nothing cool. You got other dudes, they let you have your way, man. And you get dealt with a different way. I done seen it, man. I done seen it. You know, so you gotta be real careful about what you do at the time. You ever see that movie, The Great Debaters?
Sounds so familiar.
With Forrest Whitaker, when he was in the car with his son, and they rode and hit a pig or something, and the white dudes talked so bad to him and all that, and his son thought his father was a chump. Why you let him talk to you like that? Why you let him carry you like that? But the lesson there was, if we don't survive this moment and, you know, genuflect to this situation, no matter how embarrassing and humiliating it look, you don't make it to that stage. And then his son, it hit him later on. Remember, wisdom is a drip, right? So you ain't got to go by the flashy lights at the time. Wisdom is a drip. And then it hit his son later on. Like, okay, my father wasn't a punk. My father was being brave that day. My father wasn't a chump. My father was showing courage so that I could have that opportunity on that next step. So it's like, you know, there's a lot behind a lot of these, what it looks like sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, as a man, how many of you would allow another man to hit you, then walk away without stacking his ass when he turns? As a fact. Hey, Red Lipstick, how you doing? Come up if you have some time. Oh, attacking without attacking his ass. Yeah, that's true. But going back to what Tack was saying, that I think the alphabet people, on that note, we are going to switch the topic real quick to Leah Thomas. Have you guys heard of Leah Thomas, the swimmer?
Yeah.
The trans swimmer?
Yes.
So Leah Thomas was a male swimmer who was 456th place, transitioned to female, and he dominated and took first. So
of course.
I mean, it was shocking to some people that, you know, Leah Thomas won, but crazy. But we're gonna watch this quick.
Cool.
Fair use. Get your mics. So that was just a quick clip of that. A lot of people weren't too excited about that. But what are your thoughts, guys? I want to know your honest opinion. Leah Thomas used to be 456th place. Actually, you know what? We're not even going to do that video. Let's do this one. Because I think, me personally, I think a lot of women are kind of leading this charge. And it's screwing. Women are helping trans women get into these sports, and it's screwing a lot of women over.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Why I can't hear him?
Can everyone else hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so
yeah.
Tack, I'm sorry, it might just be you. But while you figure that out, we're going to watch this real quick.
I feel like if I jumped in that pool right now, a lot of women would have a biological advantage over me. I think that Leah is competing in a college swimming competition as a woman, as she should. And if she wins, then good for her.
What is a woman then?
I think it's different for everyone.
Did you say that anybody that was going from whatever amount of time on the men's team, they can switch over to the women's team at any point, and that's good as long as they feel like they're a woman now?
I believe that trans women are women, and women should compete with women, since there's two categories right now.
Then would you believe that there's two genders?
I don't agree with that, no.
Right now we just have two genders separated. We got men's sports and we got women's sports.
If you're a woman, you should be able to compete with women, and if you're a man, you should be able to compete with men. And Leah Thomas is a woman.
Do you feel like there's a biological...
She's delusional.
Thoughts.
Something wrong with my sound.
Okay. Danielle, thoughts?
I think it is sad for women, the young women competing, that they're not gonna have a place no more, that they're gonna be having to compete against men. It's only men and women. You add some boobs and chop off your winky, you're still a dude. You're just a dickless dude. And I think it's unfair that they can do that and then go and take over women's sports. What's the point of having men and women's sports if you're gonna have these men come and compete as women? There's no point in having that.
I don't understand these are the results of women's excessive need for equality. Listen, I think it started off with good intentions though.
Fuck that.
Like there's good intentions behind it. I just don't think that the women that are fighting so hard for this, I don't think they realize how many opportunities they're actually removing from a lot of women. Like women's sports in general don't get that much advertisement. So the women that are in there really fighting hard to try to make some kind of money from it, and then you throw a man in that mix who they cannot compete. They cannot compete with flat out. Like at best, a female basketball player could barely get a dunk in. Barely.
But they argue that they can though. So I'm gonna take that side.
The women that really aren't in these sports are arguing for women that are playing these
There's a
sports.
lot of women that argue they can do anything a man can do. Anything a man could do, they can do. Until they run into the things that they can't do what a man could do. And then they say, well, it's a special situation here. Men aren't running around talking about we can do what a woman can do. A man can't even sit in the position that a woman can sit in that long. So I'm definitely not running around talking about I can do what a woman can do, right? But women and women groups, if you say y'all not equal to us, like I was in a relationship when I was much younger, and it was an abusive relationship for about 6 months because she used to put her hands on me. So when I say I'm not a fighter, I don't fight women either, right? And I used to tell her mother, I could punch her in the stomach, knock her wind out. But I didn't, you know? So I'm just saying, they make the case that we're equal. We can do everything the same. It's all good. It's parity. It's democracy. It's equal everything. And then now it show up reverse, right? It shows up. And so what's the issue? I know the issue. I'm with you on that. But I'm saying I'm sticking with the argument. Now so what's the problem?
Chris, can you do me a favor? Will you ball your fist up and put it in the camera?
Ball my fist?
Yeah, like you was gonna punch something. And I put them in the camera. Closer. All right. Chase, ball your fist up and put yours in the camera. And he fucking 12. If I put mine up there, you tell me where's some fucking equality at. Do you see the fucking difference? Men are bigger, more powerful, stronger, run faster, more athletic, more balanced. All of the fucking above. All of the above. Facts. And no matter how much hormones you fucking take, you cannot decrease bone density. You make the bones denser with estrogen. I don't know if y'all knew that, but that's what that hormone does. So the big ass bones that I already fucking have, from on that shit for a year, them hoes is real dense now. they real dense now, nigga, right? But it don't shrink them hoes. Not shrunk. It does not affect the osteocytes. And for those in the back who don't know, those are the motherfucking cells that are inside your fucking bones. Okay? Don't affect that. It does not affect, in the testosterone levels, you can't get that shit to zero. Who lied and said that? Where did I hear that from? Most motherfuckers who take it a year can't even get that shit to the Olympic standards. You can't even get them down to the Olympic standards. You have to be on hormone therapy for about 2 years to get it to get the nanomoles that of testosterone levels to be legal. But you mean to tell me you let this 6'5"? What I'm gonna tell you what's happening. You got guys who are subpar against men. Goes back to my hypothesis that I said a long time ago. Men who engage in this deviant sexual behavior have been emasculated, recruited, traumatized, which led to the emasculation. Now, you don't fit in with the men, so why not be a woman? Well, what do you mean? He was a competitive swimmer. Yeah, he was the worst motherfucker in the world damn near.
You don't think that's a woman's physique? No?
Look at them big ass arms, bro. Look at them thick ass shoulders. All of that look at them latissimus dorsi, bro.
The latissimus dorsi.
Give them an advantage women. You can't beat that shit. They beat women by 38 fucking links.
Oh my God. That's a man.
You don't think that's
a whole man?
That's a man.
Wait, that's Leah Thomas?
That's Leah Thomas.
Yes.
Let me say this. I'm gonna go on record and say this. I bet you Will Smith will walk up to him and smack him.
He won't do it but one time. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that stand. That's a man standing there.
A whole man. A whole man. A whole damn man.
Their physiques are kind of similar, no?
Look at them arms. Look at the arms.
Man, look at that bony ass shoulder sticking out like you can see her damn skeleton from here. I can see her damn subclavian from right here. What?
She has no muscle covering that shoulder.
None.
Very little muscle. You could punch her in the, you could CKQ, you could box her and punch at her shoulder and take her out.
Yeah. If you punched her in the shoulder, real talk, you would give her a grade 3 AC sprain. For real. And people are fucking supporting this? You supporting this? If you're an athlete, you ought to be a fucking shame to yourself supporting that bullshit. Just erasing women. Erasing the fucking women, man.
But John,
you got a whole dick, nigga.
But
be
John,
a man.
But I'm saying, but what about, and I'm just being facetious, what about me saying the women are the ones that said we can do it too?
Yeah. Until we jump off in there and compete with y'all motherfuckers and you ain't got nothing to say about it. Because y'all motherfuckers, again, competitive swimming, you don't win by no motherfucking 38 seconds. That ain't no goddamn competition. That's no contest, nigga. I'm not even jumping. If I was a girl swimmer and this nigga jumped in the pool, I'm not even swimming. What the fuck? I can't beat this motherfucker. I'm going back in, put my shit on and leave. And I'm transferring to a school in the state where they don't allow that bullshit. Like here in Alabama. I just thought I'd throw that out there. It's not allowed. Would not happen.
So maybe they'll come out with a transgender class or transgender part of these races where you can, huh?
They need to. They should.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. To cover that middle ground so everybody can participate. But
Yeah. What I was thinking more about, why don't you come out with gender identity disorder therapy and make the motherfuckers go to that instead of changing up everything to fit this abnormal behavior. That's what I was thinking.
So when you say, did you say gender therapy?
Gender identity disorder therapy.
Okay.
It's where you feel like you should not be. You're something else other than what the fuck your dick is and your coochie. And you want to be that. Right? You giving these motherfuckers hell dog who think that they're God. Well, we're made in his likeness, so he got a stronger argument than your ass with this whole dick talking about you a girl. You ain't got no uterus. You got muscles every fucking where. You're 9 feet goddamn tall. I mean, come on, man. Goddamn muscles this big. Your arms is the size of this bitch thighs.
That's
and
what I'm saying,
I'm a white man. I'm a white man.
You're gonna compete against an avatar? Come on.
Okay.
So I found I was watching this earlier. This is from, what was her name again? Just Pearly Things. This is her show, the pregame, and these were actually two athletes. I believe she's a basketball player, and then she was a volleyball player. Both these women are like over 6 foot. And when this conversation first started, they were very much on the side of trans women should be able to play. Until Pearl was just like, it doesn't make sense. Like, we don't even make money. We barely make money as athletes, as women athletes. If you bring men in, they will start smashing all of our records. Like, what's the point of women having, women's sports if a man could just come in and take over? So and finally, they came up with this. So
league or whatever for people who do transition to be able to play with other people that are transitioning, because it would be fair across the board. Everybody they may be transitioning at different times, but everybody will have before been a man, so they're playing against people who are just like them instead of
playing against women that are like physiologically weaker.
A biological woman. They're
I pay money to see that shit. That'll be a hell of a laugh, boy. I'm serious. That'll be some funny shit.
It's better than what it is now. It's better than what it is now.
Because right now, it's like women's sports are fixing to go bye-bye.
Women
world records is already being broke.
If this keeps up,
No, it's already happened.
Like, first of all, wasn't there that female, the transition MMA fighter, something Falcon?
Yeah.
He like fractured a woman's skull.
Brain head open with them big ass fucking fists like those.
Yeah, and he went into MMA, and everyone was just like, "Oh, you can compete." It's like
That's what I'm saying.
There was a cyclist that also completely destroyed the woman's record, completely, utterly obliterated it. It wasn't even like a close contest, and I don't know. So what I'm thinking is, at some point, because I think women are just too inclusive about this. Women want everyone to be okay. So to their own detriment, women are going to keep pushing this. I think at some point, men are going to have to step in and say, "All right, this is bullshit." What are your thoughts?
Pretty much, yeah. It's in our DNA. Like I think it was Jordan Peterson. Was it him? Someone was saying that women are the ones that make everything fair. They want everything to be equal. The men go out and they get the food and they do the hunting and they gather all the stuff they need for the village and they give it to the woman, and the woman goes, "Okay, how can I divide this where it makes sense? How can I divide this to make this fair for everyone, to make everyone happy?" Even when you look at businesses, at companies, typically the women get overstretched because they're trying to please everybody. That's what we do. So this was bound to come to this point, and unfortunately, I think they're gonna need somebody else to
the men
put their foot down.
And that's what I'm thinking.
This isn't right.
I think at this point in time, men are going to if men keep allowing this inclusivity, that word, to allow that to keep happening, then it's women's sports are just going to just
evaporate.
It's going to be a men's sports, and then there's going to be a trans women's sports. That's just it.
One thing that
I
women
think
could
that.
do.
Oh, go ahead.
I already went. Sorry, go ahead.
No, ladies first. I want to stick to the rules.
That's sexist.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
This
dare
really.
you.
And how do you
really
know
quick.
that she feels like she's a woman? How do you feel? Are you a woman or a man or are they? Which are you?
Who? The blooming ebony? She said she
I
married.
identify as a flower today. I'm just kidding. My pronouns are bloomy. I'm just kidding. But I was gonna say the only thing that I can think of that they could do is not show up to any races. So if there's going to be someone competing that's transgender, you just wouldn't show up. You wouldn't race against them. But then I feel like then you'd be disqualified and they would still win. But then you would just show that you're not going to race against them. Possibly.
I don't know. The scary part to me too, though, is like, listen, at someday if I have a daughter and there is going to be a man inside of the bathroom with my daughter, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not at all comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if
Sorry,
there has to be something done.
that happened. It was in a spa. They got upset because there was a man. But sorry, talk. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. We want to hear the example.
My cousin Caprice, I believe it was Caprice, she did a reaction to it. And there's a spa. I don't know if it was a spa in LA. They have a bunch of them, but I don't know if it was like the particular one in LA. But they were allowing trans people to use whatever spa locker room they wanted to. And so there was a man walking around butt naked, still with a winky attached to his body in the woman's bathroom. And they got upset and they want their money back. And they were saying there are children in there. There are young girls in there. They don't need to see that. And the people behind the desk were saying how that person identified as a woman and it's their right, and ridiculous. We've already gotten to that point.
Chase.
Come on, man. We got all night. Say what you're going to say so you can go to bed.
I don't think the trans
Speak up.
sports would really...
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest, son. Let's go.
I don't think that trans sports will really work out because the only reason transgenders want to play sports is because they can't outdo men. They can outdo women. So what happens?
You don't have to clarify all of that because people look at trans as an individual, like it's not a man or a woman. So in other words, what you're trying to say is a boy wants to transition to a girl because he can't compete with other boys. That's what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir.
And a girl transition to a boy because she can't compete with other girls.
Yes, sir.
I don't think that last part is accurate, but I'll give you the
I think the last part
because you don't see the girls don't even participate in sports at all. Because if you transition to a boy, you automatically in boy sports and your ass is beat off the rip. There's no sport you're gonna be good at. Like, period.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's about that time.
Good night, nephew.
Good night, Clement.
So I'll let him listen to stuff like this because this is real, and I'm not letting you brainwash mine at all. You got all these little idiots running around here talking about it's his right. He can do that if he wants to. Man, the way the narrative have changed over the decade, man, back in my growing up, man, you would get laughed out the fucking building for even mentioning some shit like that. Compete with the girl. I don't want to play no fucking girls basketball. I don't fucking play with the girls. Like, you grow up not even wanting to associate with them for a long time. What the fuck is that?
I believe this was the trans that was in the spa. I believe
that's gross.
Yeah. So
even as a woman naked, that's nasty.
He wanted a Brazilian. Yeah. Trans woman testifies at Human Rights Tribunal after being refused Brazilian wax because they said they only do it for women, and he's like, "Oh, but I identify as a woman."
Oh, so he wanted somebody to fondle him, so he could feel it. I got you. I mean, these niggas is disguising this shit, And what makes it so bad, the dumbass government don't look at none of this bullshit. You are setting society up for some shit, man. Do you know if I'm a fucking rapist and I say I want to be a fucking woman, you let me in that bathroom. I'm gonna catch me one just right, boy, and I'm gonna rape the shit out of it. Who cares? I'm a rapist. I'm a serial rapist, niggas. What I do.
John, it's
And
a
then I
segue.
get to go to a woman's fucking prison. Oh, what? Heaven.
John, it's a segue to make that new sexual orientation.
Hell yeah.
The pedophilia.
You
sexual
damn right. I
orientation.
identify as a child.
Yeah, so this is the
I identify as a child.
This is the way they started.
I'm
They started
10
with
years
this
old. I'm 10.
I don't know. It's a
No,
bit
ain't
much.
no I don't know. I'm telling you, that shit is motherfuckers.
They
is
already
writing shit about
started
it.
Well,
They
that's what
wanna
I'm
make
saying. Like,
that.
I think there needs to be a mass group of, it has to be men. Honestly, it has to be men. Like, men are going to have to
Come to their defense.
Because
bail y'all out again.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. That's
Y'all
what we're
overly
here to
nice
do.
ass.
And listen, I think there's a good majority of women that will like stand behind. Like,
And when we
going.
step forward, we need y'all to fucking have our back.
I
When we
think
step up, we need y'all to jump on the fucking bandwagon and push that shit.
I think there's going to be a good majority of women that are going to do it, but women are not going to start it. Men are going to have to
start it. We gotta save our babies. Poor babies. Them so precious. These big, bad, weird ass men trying to take all they fucking everything away. I mean, where does this shit come from, bro? How could you, as an intelligent government with some bright minds, think that this was like made sense? Where?
Well, I mean, okay, you know what? We're also going to segue this now into the new
oh shit.
What was her name? Kani something Jackson Brown.
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Ketanji Brown Jackson, who could not identify who could not say what a woman is, right? They asked her that. What is a woman?
I don't know.
She said, I can't necessarily say what that is.
But I respect
No,
that.
hold on. I want to hear what Talk says.
Okay, I respect that answer. And the reason why I respect that answer is because she's on a platform. We have to contextualize where she is, why it's being asked or what's being asked, and what does her answer actually mean. So you're talking about somebody being elected, appointed to the highest court in the country, lifetime appointment, Black woman. To define anything, then it suggests that it's going to show up in the way that you make judgments, in your writings, and your decisions. That's what a lot of these questions are about. It's like a trap. It's like, okay, you can define a woman, and then a case comes up. And then they say, well, she's defining the woman as this. Or before she even gets in, she's defining the woman as this. Or she's this way on crime or that way on crime. So that answer is necessary. It's just so necessary. Imagine somebody asking you while your daughter or son is right there at a on stage or whatever, can your child sing? You and everybody in that zip code know your child can't sing. Are you going to stand there and say, no, my child can't sing? Maybe not. Maybe you will. I don't know. But
singing is in the eye of the beholder.
But to take that question and understand why she has to answer, deflection. I'm not going to answer, politically correct and all of that. It's just the context of things right now. That's what I would say.
I listened to that. I don't think I listened. No, I didn't listen to the whole 11-hour, but I actually listened to bits and pieces of that. And Honestly, she was put up there as a scapegoat, man. That was a setup for her. She skirted a lot of those questions pretty well. I don't think
Right. That's what I'm saying.
she really did. And even to that same question where she was asked what a woman is, it goes back to what I'm saying. Like, men are gonna have to be the ones to say, no, this is the definitive answer. She still wants to give the politically correct. She still wants to give that good image.
But she has to get on the seat so she can define it. That's what I'm saying. It's not, I'm not saying her per se. What I'm saying to you is this. I need you to actually be politically correct and answer a particular way so you can actually get on the bench and then define it, write it, make decisions based on maybe what you really think it is. But if you come out and say XYZ, this, that, and that, and you never get there to actually write the decisions, to make the difference, where's the better good being served for that particular situation? Thurgood Marshall said a lot of things and probably stood by a lot of policies that once he was on the bench, it's written different. The decisions are different. He supports it a different way. But I'm expecting that he will do what he has to do to get there, to do the influencing, to help change the decisions. That's where we need you at. That's all I'm saying. Like, how do you look at that? Say what you got
to do to get to the seat, essentially. Do what you got to do to get to that.
Get there. And then Will Smith wouldn't have did what he did to Chris Rock 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
Yeah,
but because he's on top of whatever he is, along with all the rest of that stuff that's going on in his life, right?
Yeah,
he feel like I'm a little emancipated. I could do this. It's like me. Take me, and I'm nobody, right? Somebody call me up and say, "Hey, man,
Williams, bro, you good?
Can you meet me at 9 o'clock?" I'd be like, "Nah, man, I'm having breakfast." But he's like, "I got to be to work at 7:30." See? So that's how I look at those answers she gives when they ask about her religion. Would it get in the way and all of that? We have to contextualize that so that she can serve the better good. I need my sister's keeper to elevate herself and take advantage of that upward mobility. We need the Blooming Ebony to do what she do at the level she at and get up there. Is she going to eat crow, get kicked at, and spit on all the way, along the way? Sure. So did Dr. King, so did Jesus, and all these other people we quote and love so much. But I'll be quiet.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Go ahead, Ebony. I seen you come off mute. Go ahead. I stay off mute all the time. Go ahead.
It was the same for the judge that came in before her under Trump. You have to show, in order to be a judge, you have to show that you're unbiased because you're there to interpret the law. You're not supposed to have any sides. Like, you're not a Republican nor a Democrat. You're supposed to be a constitutionalist there to interpret the law. So yeah, she can't show that she has any biases or she'll be disqualified.
That's crazy.
No, it's not.
No, I'm talking about the world. No, you're exactly right. I mean, I just
it's terrifying.
I'm like, we've reached a point in society where we're just all fucking dumb. Like,
no, you gotta play dumb to get to.
No, we are dumb as a fucking people. We're fucking dumb. Like, really, the people who make decisions are fucking retarded. They're dumb. Fuck science. Don't teach another fucking science lesson.
No, we're living in a world where it's again, we're just living in a world where it's like, I think that we're running far too much off of, we're trying to make everything very equal now. And in reality, the world's not equal. The world's not equal.
You just can't.
It's not fair.
You can't do it.
You know, and that's what we're really trying hard to do. And it's like, at some point we're just gonna have to say, like, nah, just cut the shit.
And it's such a lie It's such a facade. It's a fallacy.
Yeah. Like, stop making this fat ass woman think she gonna get the same amount of attention as a fucking goddess. Stop thinking this fat ass dude's gonna get the same attention as this fucking built ass brick house. Stop making motherfuckers think that because you have a dick and put a wig on, you all of a sudden become a fucking woman. Why give a motherfucker a woman of the year that's been a fucking, not even a full woman for goddamn 6 months? For the whole year? The whole year you did that?
Whole year. Well,
Like,
listen,
really?
in all honesty, I just saw that as guys are so good at everything that even when we become women, we're better at women. We're better than women.
That's crazy as hell. And what makes it so bad, bro, is that where in the fuck are the feminist women? Quit worrying about us alpha ass heterosexual dick slingers. Go out there and talk to some of them fruit booties, man. You need to goddamn get on that before y'all ass get wiped the fuck out. Y'all are getting replaced. Period.
You know, Angela Davis is a feminist.
Where her big ass mouth at on this? Where she at? Why ain't no damn feminists marching to these damn sports competitions? When you got two boys, you got all the girls right here. And the closest one to them motherfuckers is a dude, and he like this far apart from them. They running as fast as their bodies will go. Some of them hoes can put on some roller skates and couldn't catch them. Really? You ain't got nothing to say about that. But you always talking about a man like me who talk loud, and when I get mad, I will get in that ass. Toxic masculinity. Bitch, so what? Hell yeah, I'm violent, and I'm supposed to be. That's part of my role. I'm gonna be a pussy and protect anything. Get the fuck out of here. Why don't you send your over masculine ass down somewhere and be quiet? Go organize something.
I think it's unfair though. I think it's unfair. A man, there's some things women can do that would just be unfair to a man.
Hell yeah. Look at this weird ass.
It would be unfair to a man.
Look at the closest motherfucker to this nigga.
The women.
Yeah.
Look at this shit, Chuck.
It looked like, you know what that picture looked like right there? It looked like a bunch of women chasing a man away.
Get out of here.
There's no way. It's a waste of time.
That's
it's
insane.
Just a waste.
That's insane.
Oh my God. I trained all my life for this. Get the fuck out of here.
Again, to me, it blows my mind because you're taking away scholarships from women.
Oh,
absolutely.
You're removing opportunities from women that have worked a good portion of their lives for this.
Yeah.
And then imagine like a woman working like from freshman year, she was last. Sophomore year, she trained throughout the summers. Junior year and senior year, she's like, I finally made it to states. I finally made it to nationals. I'm gonna get that scholarship, And then meets a trans woman at the nationals, and gets completely blown away. Not even like a couple seconds shy, a damn near full minute. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, you trained 4 hard years, took summers and everything, and then you get destroyed completely. And the school's looking at you like, well,
they should boycott that shit.
Yeah.
They should boycott
I believe they tried. That same high school,
nigga. I'm talking about all athletes should come together and boycott all major fucking events. All the pro athletes. Boycott until you make that law define where a motherfucking woman, man or otherwise, cannot compete with a motherfucking female. For you to compete with a female, you have to already been 100% through the fucking surgery. Motherfucking your nano levels have to be low as fuck, equivalent to that of a girl. They have to be equivalent to that of a girl, and you have to undergo surgery to make your bones and muscles down. Like, shave that shit down. Shave bones down, shave muscle down. Then you can compete.
So CKQ, when you box, like the match you was about to have, you have to weigh in. Like, is it height? What is the parameters to make you qualify to fight that guy?
As long as you hit the weight. That's it.
It's just based on weight.
As long as
You're
you
not fighting no more?
weight and experience. Yeah, no, my
dude,
opponent pulled out.
So his weight is not based on height or nothing.
Weight and experience.
Weight and experience. Okay.
That's it.
All right.
As long as you hit the
So
weight.
different sports have their different. So I'm just listening to what John said, like that. Like, so for specific sports, they could put in place specific criteria you have to meet, because one of the reasons for that is competition, so you can compete, right? You're not gonna have somebody 100 pounds heavier than somebody else boxing. I guess it just wouldn't make sense, right?
They should put that weight. They should put weight requirements in here. That would end it. Because you gotta be a little bitty motherfucking dude to make them weight requirements, bro. Like if they said that to race this race, you couldn't weigh more than 115 pounds. Most any track girl could meet that. Most of them gonna weigh about 120, 125 anyway. Now you got some taller ones where the height and weight requirements, but they only go by the female version. Because y'all all females,
even if
right?
you put it at 130,
They couldn't make it. A dude couldn't make it. Not an athlete, he couldn't make it. Because if that bony motherfucker got in, them girls could probably beat him anyway. That would be a closer race. But when you got a dude that weigh 185, 190 pounds of muscle, bro, that motherfucker can get somewhere.
Muscle, bro.
Oh
He
yeah,
can get somewhere, bro. He can run like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Like that, like me. I'm 47 years old, right? Bro, you ain't finna, man, ain't no fucking 40, ain't no 38-year-old woman that's, unless she's a fucking world-class athlete, finna outrun me. This is not gonna happen. A 47-year-old woman? No. She probably don't even run no more. She might even twist something if she tried. Unless she an athlete.
Right,
She's been an athlete her whole life.
Right, yeah.
That's different. But she gonna have to run a 5.140. And I don't see her doing that. Because that's world-class speed for a female. That's world-class speed for a female. That's fast.
This is like feminist karma, to be honest. Like they work so hard putting down men, saying everything that men did was wrong and bad for society. So these men were like, you know what, I agree. I don't want to be a man anymore. I want to be a woman. Let me compete with you guys. And now they're upset. So this is their karma. Which
I don't know.
I like feminism more.
I don't think they are upset, but they can't even say anything about it because they want to be so inclusive. And that's real. Listen, again, I'm gonna circle back to it. I think men are going to have to just step up and be like, listen, this is dumb. You guys are being dumb about this. All these women are working really hard to try to get something, and you guys are taking it all away. And for what? Like, what are you gonna? In the end of the day, it's just gonna be men's league, men with wigs league. That's just it. Like, do you guys actually want that? You guys fought for hundreds of years to try to gain the ability to have your sports. You guys don't even make much money in your sports, but now you're also going to give it away for what? And I think a good portion of women are going to hop behind it. I think a lot of listen, look at what CJ said. I cannot wait for an NBA player to go to the WNBA. The ratings will spike like motherfucker, dunking and everything. Facts.
No doubt. No doubt.
Worst part is if we speak out against it, then we'll penalize for speaking up.
That's true too. That right there is true too.
So, but all right, like just like what John was saying. Imagine just like with the Leah Thomas thing. If all of the athletes, if all the female athletes decided, listen, we can't we're going to lose if we compete against her, so we're all going to sit out. If they unanimously decided we're all going to sit out, what are they going to do? Say, okay, Leah Thomas will still compete, or just say, okay, we can't have her compete. You biological women are all going to compete, and Leah Thomas, sorry, you're going to have to sit out. I think big groups of people need to start unanimously doing things because individuals can't. individuals will be penalized. But if big groups start moving that way, then they can't say anything about that.
Yeah, the price to pay is too high for the individual.
Correct.
You know, you would have to be willing to just destroy your career, get canceled, get fired. You would just be, you know, they're just slave, you know. So yeah, you're right about that. It would definitely have to involve groups.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking right there. What CJ just said.
Women are going to have to quit.
All the women should just sit out of all women's sports until they get this shit. Because I'm gonna bring something into perspective for you, right? Back when I played semi-pro football about 4 years ago, right? I was 6'3". I played at 6'3", 315, and I clocked a 5'140". All right, now that's abnormally fast for a dude that's my age and my size. It's not abnormally fast for a young dude that's actually they were gonna run about a 4.8. They can run anywhere between a 4.7 and a 4.9, and some over. Like I'd be faster than some because I was faster than some of the guys that was over 300 pounds on the team, right? Now you gotta understand, 6'3", I'm 300 pounds, 5'140". The fucking fastest goddamn woman in the world would run a fucking 4.7. The fastest in the world with the record would run a 4.7. A 4.7.
In the world.
If I ran against the fastest man in the world, he would be fucking finished and I'm still running. If I ran against the fastest woman in the world, we would finish right there almost together. I would be 2 strides behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And if I lengthen my stride just a little bit, 1. And I could lengthen my stride at 6'3", I could lengthen my stride without losing countless seconds. So I might run that particular heat. If we ran multiple times, there's gonna be times I would finish 1 step behind her, but she would always win.
Sure.
Because I can't run I could not run a 4.7. It's
But
physically
that's the crazy part is at your size. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. But
And you telling me, so if that's the case, right? So if I put on a motherfucking dress and say I'm a girl and I want to compete in women's physical sports, I'm finna smash everything. You hear me? I'm talking about, nigga, I'm breaking records around this bitch. You hear me? I'm talking about it's finna be fucking over.
what would you say if a coach actually decided to do that? Like if a coach of a women's swim meet decided like
that is fucking next. I get a whole team of fucking boys and compete against the women, bring home a national championship every year.
Oh, I mean, what I'm saying is, what if coaches actually decided like, hey, listen, there's no way we can compete against this team with 2 trans athletes on it, so we're going to sit out. We're going to sit out this game. We're going to start sitting out all these games until you guys start making this a little fair. What do you think? Do you think they'll actually start making the rules a little bit more fair, or they're just going to can the coach and just start throwing more coaches in?
Nah, I know what I would do if I was a coach. If I was the athletic director of my high school and we was going against them too, I'd take my 2 boys. I said I'd have a meeting with my track team, my male track team, and I said we're gonna support the females because this shit ain't right. Today you're gonna identify as a girl, and y'all, my fucking top dogs, is gonna run in this motherfucking 100 for the school, and y'all gonna run in the motherfucking 4x. We'll let a girl start that bitch off. My dogs is gonna be on the second, third, and that motherfucking dog at the end. Bitch, let's get it. If you can out here running, now I'm gonna let you compete against these boys again. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not fair. When at any point I'm in my early stages of transition, don't you fucking do that to me. Don't you do that to me. Just because I'm in my early stages, you mean to tell me you're going to discriminate against an already minority group of people?
You know what happened? Your boys will take off the line, their wig will fall off, they'll run back, pick up their wig, and still finish before the entire team.
But blow they damn doors off. And that's only against girls who had trans on their team. Oh, you got trans. Oh, you think you're gonna do our girls like that? Hell no, boy. Let's go over there and send to this. Go see about it. You finna run today, big boy. I hope you stretch good. Because that shit, that time you posted, that ain't good enough, baby. I'm going to UCLA next year. What you running? A 99 into 100. World class speed over here.
Listen, honestly, some coaches should probably start doing that.
They should start doing it.
Yeah, I'm looking at what Tumandre said in his comment. It says, I think they're more worried about a class action suit than being sued by one. One lawsuit is less strain on the finance. Because going back to what John said, and I mean what CKQ said also, they already not making money. I think if this was affecting money or had the potential to affect money, it would be different. A different level of attention on it, so if it was reversed in the sports, like a man sport, where money was, NFL, NBA, baseball, whatever, where there was money, real money involved in that particular sector of the industry, it would probably get different attention. But the fact that, how much money are they making or what the potential is there, I don't know what the voices would be like, but somebody definitely has to stand up. And I think collectively as a group, unless they get one of the OGs that was a swimmer or track star or Olympian star, and they start speaking out against it, then that would be different. They could corral other people, to do so. Because like you said, it don't make sense. It's like taking the Catholic Church white boys in the hood to play a basketball game. You'll never win.
Nope. But if I even out that playing field and I put some motherfuckers from the hood over there, why you think the motherfucker from why you think St. John's went and got LeBron?
Right. Exactly.
To even that shit the fuck out.
Yeah. I remember hearing about this. What CJ said. The rapper Zuby broke the woman's deadlift record without even trying. He identified as a woman as a joke, pure utter nonsense, and it's hilarious. Yeah, he broke what was the it wasn't even the deadlift. It was like a bunch of different ones. He did it as a joke too, and it was he broke several records, and there was such an outpouring of people like, "Oh my God, you're so brave. Thanks for coming out, blah, 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 blah." Like a whole bunch of
but he was a man, right?
And he went on and made a video about how it was supposed to be a joke, and all these people were just supporting him, like, you just broke all these records, blah, blah, blah. A lot of women. Let me clarify other words. You're a queen, having days, strength and beauty.
Nigga, I don't know about that damn woman's deadlift record now. God damn.
Yeah, he
636 pounds is a lot of goddamn weight.
Wait, what?
Go look up the women's deadlift record, nigga. Like if
600
you
and what?
That, goddamn, that's the man's deadlift record. Shit.
600 and what?
636 pounds.
For deadlift?
For deadlift.
Listen,
I may have looked too fast, but check it yourself. I don't know. If that, I'm like, shit, where's that motherfucker at? And can we mate? We'll have some small bulls running around this bitch. Like, don't let me go get my toddler. I'm telling you, he's too much for me already. Toddler,
guys, we're talking, bro. We'll be talking.
Maybe I look too fast.
No, 630.
God, that nigga strong as shit. That's a lot of fucking weight, bro. I'm telling you, niggas, 500 pounds, and I'm out of here. I'm seeing stars.
At my gym, though, like, we had a record, like, 500 pounds. It was kind of like, if an athlete can hit 500 pounds, the most I ever got was like 475.
No, I can deadlift 500.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I never hit 500, but I wasn't consistently training in deadlifting. Like, if I was consistently training in that was my side training to help fight. If I was consistently training in weightlifting, 363 would be possible.
636.
630. I'm sorry. Yeah. Dyslexic. 636 would be possible.
Nigga, that's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight, but
I ain't gonna lie, nigga. I know I can hit 500, but nigga, if I put 525 on there, I'm not getting that.
Bro, I think
not happening.
I think you could get to your size. You could get to like 800, man. Crazy.
Nigga, I am old. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, and I'm definitely not putting that on my back. You ain't finna make no fucking YouTube
deadlift.
Out
That's
of
a
me.
deadlift. I wouldn't put that on your back. That's crazy. All right. I love you too much for that, man. Come on, man. I ain't trying to do that to you. You my boy. You my boy.
500-pound deadlift, 400-pound bench press. I'm done. I'm not going up. Now I'll go to 405 just because it just looks right. 405. That's 4 plates on each side. I'm done. If you put a 2.5 on that bitch, I will never lift it. It will not happen. It won't happen. I'm just telling you. All you gotta do is put a 2.5 on each side. I'm through.
It's just a 2.5.
Like get that motherfucker off of there.
And a feather.
And spot me close on this one. Yeah. I'm old. Shoulders.
Talk to me, CJ. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'm really here for the clown show.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. Honestly, I'm loving the circus right now. I just think it's absolutely amusing, and I'm loving it from a troll aspect. I'm here for it, man. I support it 100%. Shout out to Leah. What's her name?
Leah Thomas.
Leo.
Yeah, shout out to her.
This is new name. Leo.
Well deserved. Worked hard.
Yeah. He was born in the fucking world and learned how to swim. Ain't that some
I'm
shit?
all for it. I am. Listen, they brought this on themselves. This is what they wanted. You give them what they want. You want equality? You have equality. And I'm not gonna stop it.
Unequal shit.
I'm not gonna stop it. I'm gonna support you 100%. I am so proud of the Woman of the Year. I'm so proud.
Even though it was
because that's what you asked for. You asked for that, right? They asked for it.
A year for 6 months. A woman for 6 months, and one Woman of the Year.
Congratulations.
So there is officially no feminist group left. How could it be? How can you?
I just want to say to the future,
there's no such thing as a female.
I just want to say to the future NBA athlete that is ready to transition to woman, just come to the WNBA. Go ahead and live your truth, and come to the WNBA
to make that shit more exciting.
So we can start supporting, and we can start watching dunks and all that good stuff. I'm here for it. Let's do it. I'm here for it. All for it. I think it's absolutely hilarious.
I don't know. At some point in time, if I do have a daughter, I this shit needs to be rectified, because if I have a daughter, I'm gonna have to kill someone. That's just it. Like,
I think I'm cool with it because I don't want kids, and I think that's why I find it funny. But if I had children, if I wanted children, I'd be very concerned.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is it's only getting dumber. Like, this is only it just seems to just like the things are just not adding up. They're just like accepting how dumb it keeps going, and I'm just like, all right, you know what? Like,
hey Chase, if you can't cut it, nigga, we always got the other side. You can wear a wig for a few hours, nigga.
Let's look at this real quick. Look at this real quick.
We can grow your hair out.
Natural female.
Obvious man.
Transitioned female. Like, when is this gonna stop? When are we gonna say, like, all right? You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna stop. I truly believe we living in the end times.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I think we as guys eventually we need to get to a point as men. We need to get to a point where once you become self-sufficient as a man, that's when you can actually evoke change. If you're still
But the thing is, why are they wanting the men to do this? This is what they fought for.
But the thing is, women are too inclusive. Women are too they want everything to be equal and fair. Women are going to keep doing this to their detriment.
Yeah.
They are.
The dumb ones, yeah.
I think the mass majority of, I think women The dumb ones are going to keep pushing for this, and the smart ones are just not going to say anything.
Yeah, they're gonna mind their own business.
They're going to mind their own business. They're going to suffer in silence
until their daughter
So
come home
in
crying
a
because they got
society,
beat
so
by a
in a
dude.
society today, where a man can get a charge for complimenting a woman, right? And they want a man to come to their rescue. Mind you, catcalling, Me Too, just for a simple compliment. Hey, beautiful, how are you? Get away from me. You're creeping me out. You asked for this. Now you have it. And let the chips fall where they may. I am so indifferent. Like that's how I truly feel. Like I am totally indifferent of this whole thing because I've seen too many times. I don't need a man for this. I don't need a man for that. I don't want a man for this. I don't want a man for that. I will die alone. I'm cool. They cool with it. Fine. I wash my hands of it. Wash my hands of it.
I think we can't listen to too much of what women say. I'm not gonna lie to you. It sounds. Nah, it is what it is. Like
they gonna drag you for that one.
I know. Listen, at this point in time, I'm gonna have to just say what I'm thinking, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, women say a lot of dumb shit. And a lot of the stuff that they're gonna say is to their own detriment. It's like, are you just not thinking about what you're saying? Like, men, as I love women because they want everything to be happy for everyone, and that is a good nature about them. But they say a lot of dumb shit that comes with it.
No, sorry.
No,
I had a friend
right,
tell me. Sorry, I had a friend. So I was talking about how I want to open up. I want to open up a school someday. I want to open up a girls' school where it's geared towards women building skills, but also focusing on economics. And she asked me if I was going to be inclusive, and I said, "What does that mean?" I said, if they're a girl and they want to be a wife someday and they can afford it, of course they can come to the school. And she was like, well, what about trans women?
Absolutely.
And I said, well, it depends, because there may be hijabi women there. So if I don't know that they are, and they pass for a girl, and the hijabi women don't feel like they have to keep their hijabs on in front of this woman, then I would have to see when I got there. And she was like, well, and I was like, no, I said, also, if they can have kids, if they can be moms someday, then why not? And she was like, well, men can get pregnant too.
Oh.
Yes.
Women say dumb shit.
I'm trying so hard to
yes,
dodge it without actually saying it. And I was like, oh my, there are actually women out here, biological women, saying that men can get pregnant. This is happening. This is where I was like, oh my gosh, I have to leave this.
I'm so goddamn mad I took all this science for no reason.
You know what? Let me clarify. I don't even want to say, because women say dumb shit is like the easy way to say it. Women will always look for the odd point out. They will look for the 0.00001% chance and say, oh, but look, it happened all the way over here on that one island in Indonesia with the goat. Like, no. Like it doesn't.
No ever been a fucking biological man to have a baby, ever.
But see but that's also, even if we circle it back to like dating, that's why that chick that's 5'2", 350 pounds will still say, no, I'm gonna hold out for my options because I think my options are still that 6'4" guy who's the high value man, because they truly believe that they always aspire for the best. Like, women are the best dreamers. That's why they can create. That's why their imagination. They're good for making a house a home. That's why their ability to do that is so well. But the downside to that is that they're always going to look for the worst possible cases scenarios and go with it. And it's like, as guys, that's why I'm saying, as men, we now have to step in, because it's like, all right, we've given you guys too much like rain and you're fucking shit up now.
Jesus
like
Christ.
we got. What are they gonna do? I'm a fucking boxer. What are they gonna do to me? Right? Hell out of here.
Sometimes I just feel like women, we just suck the logic out of everything. Like,
Yeah, like
come on now. I don't. Like,
So
y'all make me
what do you
embarrassed.
think men should do then? Like, what do you think men should do? What do you think is the logical thing that men should do?
Me?
I think.
Oh.
I think men. Well, if you control any kind of sports as a man, if you're any kind of coach, then you need to start finding a way to shut it down. Meaning, if you see that there is a trans kid on the other team, then you should probably like, hey, listen, go to the athletic commission. Hey, I can't have my team compete against this. We've trained very hard, and we're gonna go against, and we're going to lose. Like, my girls have worked very hard to get to this point, and now you're telling me that we have to play against a biological boy. Oh, but they could identify. I don't like this. Listen, that's a look at their past games. Does that look like what the females are producing? This single person is producing far more than an entire team of females. Like, come on.
I mean, we all know it's nonsense.
Yes,
we know it's nonsense, but yeah.
The more people that keep doing it, eventually something is going to have to change.
Well, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, has banned transgenders from competing on, you have to compete on the sex that you were born as. So he has banned that from the state of Florida.
And good for him.
Well, like I said, I think you're going to be hard pressed to find people, men and women in general, that are willing to put their livelihoods on the line for a cause that is so fickle in nature, because people, they change. People change their minds on a daily. People clearly don't know what they want. And when something foolishness does happen, when some foolishness takes place, and we can all see that it's foolishness, and we still ride with the dumb stuff, I think the logical person would say, why in the hell would I put my livelihood on the line for a group of imbeciles? Because this is really the territory that we're getting into now at this point. And it's just like, because we'll be seen as chauvinist, controlling. We'll be seen as trying to cancel the woman's right to choose. Who's going to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not knocking the fight either way. I mean, I don't care either way. But, I just think sometimes the best teacher is experience. Sometimes you have to let people lay in their mess. And sometimes you got to watch it burn down in order to rebuild again. Ultimately, this is going to backfire. Sometimes you just have to sit there and enjoy the show.
Do you think that's where?
Huh?
I'm glad I got all boys.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, this will backfire. It already is.
Even Alabama is banned.
Look at all these women who are now open more than ever to the idea of polygamy. Look at everything that's rising, and look at inflation. Look at everything that's taking place. It's backfiring in real time, and we get to see it where the male presence is now needed and wanted now. Never in my life have I seen so many women openly admit to saying, you know what?
Let's since I'm feeling a little riled up right now, okay, how about just having a man stand beside us? All right, beside us. I don't need a man before or behind me. I need a man beside me. Women, or maybe just me, need our men to walk beside us. Sorry, ladies. And I think that is I think that is the problem right there. I think
there you go. And there you go.
Need to step back, not try to walk side by side. And I'm going to, I think step back and let the man take the lead. And I truly believe that's what's bad. It's kind of like, oh, but I need you to stand beside me, blah blah blah. Like, no, No, like
I need you to walk
let the
behind me and hold
man
it up a little bit.
be the shield. Let the man be like. You get what I'm saying?
You gonna make yourself sick worrying about this. I'm assuming this is a woman, and you have a woman directly telling you, no,
That's his
stand
mother.
on my side.
That's his mom. I can't believe you took a shout out at his mama, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's your mom?
That's my mom.
Yeah.
That's my mom.
No,
Yeah,
hey.
yeah.
I'll walk out that crap too. No, he won't say shit.
That's what I said.
He won't
That's what I
give me
said. I feel a little
information.
riled
Like,
up,
man, I
right?
can't let CJ just go off in there. I'm like, no, nigga, that's his mama. That's his mama.
Well, no disrespect to your mom. I wasn't trying to disrespect, but I'm just saying, like, clearly, this is what we're talking about. You have to watch it.
My mom knows the way I talk. My mom knows the way I talk.
You have to watch it. You have to watch it burn. And to me, like, I just really feel like it's going to burn. I mean, it's already burning. I just have that Joker mentality. Sometimes it's just nice to sit back and watch.
I mean, it's kind of, I understand what you're saying, CJ, because when you're in that relationship that is completely against how society sees a relationship, we sit back and you just sit back and laugh at everybody else. Like, y'all niggas, y'all sound stupid as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, but everybody be but John me, but I'm like, nigga, the motherfucking woman I'm with, she already know, and she cool with it. Cause I picked a woman who was gonna be cool with it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gotta have every damn woman. And the ones who fit that other narrative, I didn't want them. I left them at the altar.
In all honesty, though, I think the best solution to this issue is to be the example of what you really want to see. Because going around trying to lecture to different people, that's pointless. That's just wasted energy.
Agreed.
But the more public you start to become, and the more of a masculine presence you start to take, people will start to respond to that in a positive way, I believe. If you are in your masculine all the time, and if you are with women and you are promoting women that that embrace femininity and that don't support the nonsense, then I think more and more people will start to see that. I think that is why certain content creators get the pushback that they do, because it directly goes against the agenda that is appointed, that they want to get displayed. I always bring up Mike Rashid, the bodybuilder. If he had a mainstream platform, he would be a problem, because he goes against everything that the mainstream system is against. A very good-looking man, no homo, but who is a successful entrepreneur, who is intelligent, who is smart, who is very masculine, who has multiple women that have openly said, I want to be with him because he is the masculine man that I want to be with. That's a problem. And they won't let that happen. That's why they have no problem showing you beta tendencies like a Will Smith and a Chris Rock. Because, oh, that's cool. You can do that.
I think there's a slow uprising, though. Like since Kevin Samuel, there's been a big boom in Black male content creator spaces. Yeah. And you're noticing a lot of like there's the spaces that are just gravitating towards just negative crap, but then there's a lot of the smart people are now working together. And the smart people, they're not as loud as the dumb guys, because it's like, okay, we now all are trying to network. We're all now trying to do shit behind the scenes that in the next couple of years, we're now going to have a much louder voice than we did before.
Absolutely.
Because now we're all networking. We're all working together. We're all seeing how we can help each other build, grow, do things a lot faster. I think in the next couple of years, Black community is going to be far, far better than...
Well, I agree. But here's the thing. Women like Ebony going to need a lot of protection, because they're going to come for her. And I'm not just, and I mean in every way possible, because women like her are a direct threat also to the system.
Fuck yeah.
Women that speak like her, women that stand up for men,
educated.
And I'm gonna tell you who's gonna come for her the most. Who's gonna come for her the most?
Feminists?
Black women. Black women.
They probably already do. How many
Black-
times you been called a sellout that you know about?
My whole life. I can't even count. You know how many times I've been told that I remember when I was working at the bank, they told me that I need to speak differently. They said that my voice wouldn't get me anywhere. They told me that I apologize too much, which I do apologize a lot. But yeah, I often get told that my voice, and I get told not to sit like this. Every time I do like a branding workshop, I get told that sitting like a princess is not okay in the workplace. And so they're like, you need to take up space and be like a man. Like,
Ebony, can I ask you a question? I don't know if you spoke on it yet, but can I ask you, how did you feel, just real quick, about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock? Did you feel like that was appropriate, or did you feel like that was, what did you feel about it?
It wasn't appropriate.
You missed the one person that would have actually said it was appropriate.
I think I'll make a video about it and go more into depth, but no, it's not appropriate. That's not, in that type of environment, especially, you don't carry yourself like that. And even if you take it away from that environment, if you understand that you're a man that faces consequences in real life, you don't put yourself in situations that could get you pulled away from the thing that you're supposed to be protecting, which is your family. You don't do things that could put you in jail or get you killed, because then your purpose, is unprotected, not being provided for. But you're in prison because you wanted to slap somebody because they said something sort of rude to your wife.
That is why they're going to come for her. Because I saw so many women co-sign. Now, me personally, I don't like Chris Rock, so I didn't mind the slap. But was it appropriate? No. A lot of women equate violence as a show of masculinity. No. That's not how bosses move, and that's not how...
Is the furthest from it.
Yeah. That's not how men of power move.
No.
I had to learn.
One thing that I found super interesting, I'm going to talk about this later. I was on another platform, and the man on there said that he wants his wife to develop skills while they're together. So if something were to happen to him, she's not a sitting duck, right? And the women kind of pushed back, and they're like, well, you expect us to be a housewife and take care of you and take care of the kids and then also be educated. And I was like, that's a form of protection. You guys don't even see it. If the protection is not how you want it, it doesn't count. But him saying, hey, sorry, the refrigerator is like shaking or something. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But him saying, hey, there's a chance, because I live in a society where I'm seen as disposable, where if something happens to me, there's a chance something could happen to me. So make sure that you can cover yourself enough, right? Develop skills. So when you have to go back into the workforce, you don't fall below the poverty line. You're not failing. You don't have to deal with these issues, and women don't get that. They don't see that as protection. And when men tell them to do that, because it's not high and mighty, your great knight, pulling out his sword, you don't even connect the two.
And that's why you have to be so careful with who you choose as a wife or as a partner or whatever you're going to call it, because we saw Will Smith having a mental breakdown. That is a man who has been disrespected publicly by somebody that's in his multiple times, and the whole world has turned him into a joke. That slap really wasn't for Chris Rock. That was for every single person who had something to say about it.
Displaced anger.
Yes. You know, John, you a psychologist.
Disrespected at his house. He got disrespected in the fucking in the films. He had to do this to get that. He had to do this role right here to get that role over here. Come on, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Like, fuck that.
And the more you move up in your career, or the more of a high value person you become, you have to watch the way you move. Yeah, and not only did he mess it up for himself, he messed it up for other people that looked like him. Because Will Packer, a black producer, produced the Oscars. And now this is always going to be a blemish. People say, well, he don't care, they shouldn't, but you should care, because the black male image is something that is to be cared about. It's a way you handle certain things.
And there's some people that say that, like, oh, well, black people aren't, well, Will Smith doesn't represent me. I was actually listening to Anton Daniels this morning, and he was saying there was some guy that hopped on there, was like, oh, Will Smith doesn't represent me, Chris Rock doesn't represent me.
Yes,
it's like, but you have to realize there's people outside of the US that don't know black people, that don't know you. But they see Chris Rock and they see Will Smith on TV and assume that's most black people.
Yep.
And if they see, hey, if I say something that could slightly be offensive to a black person, they will come up and they will assault me. And that is now the group image. And there's some people that just don't understand that we have a group, like the world just sees us as one ethnic image. And that's just it. It's unfortunate as it is, it is what it is. So we got to move accordingly from there. But there's just some people that don't see it that way.
And then Clement, he picked the biggest night, one of the biggest nights in it. We could have did that outside when the camera stopped rolling. I'm not saying he was wrong for checking him, because if you disrespect mines, we're gonna have a problem. But it's a way that you do it, though. It's a way that you do it. We're not finna just do this in front of the cameras and get them something to talk about. No. I'm gonna check you backstage. Hey, bro, what was that? Mm-hmm. And if it's an issue, it's an issue. I'm gonna see you. Mm-hmm. But we don't move like that. Even the best criminals will tell you what you're doing in front of the cameras for. That's incriminating, bro. But
I swear. I mean, look at it like this, right? There's a very good chance in the near future I'll become a professor, right? And let's say I'm getting an award, Teacher of the Year. And when they have those Teacher of the Year banquets, they do have comedians there. They have entertainment. They have a host. They have an MC and everything like that. So let's say me and my wife sitting out there and they make a joke, right? And my wife take offense. What the fuck do you think would happen to me if I go up there and slap the fucking comedian? Tell me what would be my future. Predict it. Go ahead. Chris, you first. Predict my future.
Well, tenure you'll never get because you'll be fired.
Right. That's the first thing. That's all I need to hear. And what about a new job somewhere? Well, what about I'll just get another job. That's fine. I'll just teach somewhere else.
Blacklisted.
You'll never teach again, nigga.
Your black ass will probably be arrested, number one.
Oh, you going to jail. That's a whole goddamn fact. I'll be in jail. I made a fucking 5-second decision that's going to cost me the rest of my fucking life. I have just convicted myself and sentenced myself all in 5 seconds, or however long it take me to walk the fuck up there and slap the fuck out of them.
And that was the crazy thing to me. Like the women that said, like, "Oh no, that was deserved." I was like, "What?"
But these are the same women saying that they want scammers and that they want drug dealers. They don't want a man that works a 9 to 5. These are women that are dangerous for black men. Awful.
I've had one.
Even if it was deserved, you don't do that in front of the public. You handle that in private. That's the thing. We be wanting attention so bad, bro. We are attention deprived. That we want to get it anywhere. Like negative, that was a bad look. No, you don't do that.
He made other black men. He made black men look bad. He made, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like what you CKQ was saying. I've been to different countries, man. They think that we be acting, behave. Like I have a motherfucker telling me, "Hey, can you tell a joke?" I'm like, No, I'm not. Oh, black men so funny. No, those are comedians. Oh, yeah, they get paid to tell jokes, nigga. I ain't got no jokes. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Or whatever. Like they really think, can you dance like Puff Daddy? Like, no. She's suspect. No, I don't dance like Puff Daddy. Maybe like Chris Brown, maybe.
Maybe like Chris Brown. He could dance. I mean, that motherfucker can dance.
Man, Clement, can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, go for it, bro. Say it.
I had a woman on my show who said something disrespectful about my woman.
It's funny. I was just talking to John about. I was watching that. I wasn't able to comment, but I was. And you checked her right there and then.
We ain't gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
But I think some people wanted me to go off, and I said I'm not gonna do that because it's politics. You just cut it off.
I think you did. What you did was you did exactly enough. It was kind of like, oh, we're not gonna do that. That's what we're not gonna do.
And I ended the show.
Ended right there. Yeah,
and it was ended, and I blocked her. And I had to explain, no, it's a way that you do things because one, this woman is still in the area where I work, and how would it look with me being public, going on camera, going off on a woman who clearly has an issue, a mental issue? It just wouldn't look right. So, you need to block them. They're trolling, but yeah, it wouldn't have been right. So you let things slide, and that comes with being somebody who's in the public. So
immaturity. Because 7 years ago, I would have been like, hell yeah, man, Will Smith slapped the fuck out that bitch. I'd have done the same goddamn thing. You gonna disrespect mine, you feel me? You ain't gonna disrespect mine. I'll go up there and slap the face. Should have jumped on his ass. Like, whoa, nigga, wait, what? What the fuck? Where? Listen, you ain't no real nigga. You don't goddamn check that. Nah, you get arrested enough, nigga, you'll learn. You'll learn to let some shit go.
But that's how you know most of those women have never been with men of any value or substance. Because women who know they dude is really holding the bag, everybody not Will Smith, okay? And people need to stop talking like they got Will Smith money, because you don't. Most of us don't.
No.
99% of us don't.
Facts.
So let's keep that real. And you can tell the women who ain't never had anybody with anything to lose, because just from how reckless they responded. Oh yeah, he should have did that.
113 on the right. He wants. I can imagine, Oh, sorry. Did you want to finish? CJ?
No, go ahead. I'll be right back.
I can imagine something like that happening, and then he slaps someone, he gets put in prison, and being able, not having, as a woman, not having the foresight to think, okay, well, how are people going to judge my family, myself for this? I couldn't imagine going to my dad, who's a cop, and being like, oh, well, I need to borrow $2,000 to get my husband out of prison because he slapped somebody recklessly, or just how badly that would look on you as a woman. Not only did it made black men look really, really bad, but it made black women look bad too, because now this is feeding into the black female attitude stereotype. This is making black women look really, really masculine, which is what we don't want. There's an entire divestment movement around black women not being that leader, not being that head. Yet you have a woman who they're saying, oh, she just blinked her eyes at him and he went and just slapped somebody. It made our household look so weak. Very depressing. And it was only 20 seconds. Just like that.
And Will Smith network is like 350 mil. So hell no, we ain't got that kind of motherfucking money.
I seen somebody I know write something on Instagram and I had to respond to it. But I mean, I don't like the way sometimes, CK, when you just say women just talk stupid, right? I don't like those words, because even though I know I'm not a stupid woman, it just degrades women just to say they just talk stupid. They just say anything out their mouth. All right.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to say at first. But anyway, besides all of that,
okay.
This was stupid. So I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
And she said, The G.I. Jane joke was mad wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, Jada has alopecia. Number two, Demi Moore played G.I. Jane and she cheated on her husband with a younger man. Number three, did you see her face reaction when he said it? And number four, y'all say others joked about it, but did y'all remember it was behind social media? Chris tried to play in his face literally or whatever, something like that. I see no wrong. Will did it right in front of everybody. There's everyone watching. Betcha nobody won't try that without a keyboard. Dumb as hell.
As fuck. Like the points are even dumb. The points are even dumb.
It doesn't compute.
I'm not
my
confused.
wheels
I stand behind my
One.
All right.
And then I said, people ain't even addressed what I said, but that's fine because they probably like, oh, she just on his side, on the other person's side. I said, G.I. Jane, like what I said here, is a bad bitch, and Chris didn't know. Jada was messed up. Jada just messed up a beautiful moment and nominated, nominated him into a laughing stock forever. Just because her feelings got hurt. Ridiculous. And
She always done put him as a laughing stock, nigga. His whole damn marriage.
Was like, Will was right what he did, but Jada act like she got cancer. What?
Yeah, bro,
Will
listen.
was right, but Jada act like she got
out
cancer.
there, right? Nigga.
That is the dumbest shit ever. Like,
listen,
God, dang.
I'm gonna say this shit. I said it when me and Clement was on here. Now I'm finna say it again. Lace front wigs cost about $1,000 fucking dollars, right? You quick to wear them motherfuckers with a head full of your natural shit up under that bitch. Now you ain't got no fucking hair. Why you ain't wearing one now? If it bothers you that much. Alopecia is just motherfucker you balding. Okay? It's a fancy word, motherfucker, you are balding. You ain't gonna die from it. Your goddamn hair is falling out. Oh, cry me a river. Cry me a motherfucking river. Go get a fucking wig and put it on. Ain't like you a dude with motherfucking hair falling out. You gonna look weird as fuck with a toupee on your fucking head.
Did she have a pixie cut for most of her
really
life?
cost like real good ones to make it seem like that
She can afford a handmade one.
That's what I'm saying. Why, if you that self-conscious about it, you would be wearing that. But you said it all on your show. You said that how you're fighting with it, but you just gonna go ahead and do it anyway. So then that means you are trying to overcome it. So taking a little joke about your baldness, knowing that it ain't nothing, it's just baldness. It's just baldness. Bitch, you just bald. That's it. You ain't dying. Nothing happened. There was no serious threat. There was no serious threat for him to do that and for her to act like that.
Did she ever make a statement?
She's not going to.
I
don't think she did. But she's not going to.
It was because. So what's funny to me is that everyone else is saying why she's upset. Yeah. We don't even know it. I personally think she was just irritated at Chris Rock. I personally
you said something the last time too, right?
You know, maybe I can be slow at times, but when I heard it, I didn't even connect it to, oh, she might have alopecia. Everyone else went off. She never even said that's why she was upset. Everyone else is saying this, oh, this is why this is wrong. This is why she's offended. And no one really knows. It's ridiculous to me. He stated a fact. You look like this chick in this movie that also had a similar haircut as you. You know, like if you see someone with red hair, you can compare them to the Little Mermaid. It wasn't that big of a deal. But what's funny to me is that people are coming to her defense so much, and no one actually even knows why it irritated her. I'm sure Will, till this day, probably doesn't even know why, because he probably went to the car and he's probably like, "What's wrong with you?" And she did the normal woman thing and went, "I don't even know." She probably was like, "It doesn't even matter, nothing," or something dumb like that. No one even knows what's wrong with her.
Yannick knows she's doing that.
Ooh, that irritates me because I'm not. Sometimes it irritates me.
Yannick was sitting over there behind the thing saying, "What do you mean women say dumb shit?"
Yes, like I'm just sitting here like, what?
Women like that went on Instagram. This dumb bitch.
Yep, exactly.
Damn, you right. You know what? Clement might be right on this one. I'm not dumb. This bitch is dumb. He right. God damn.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just something in me. I guess it was something I was raised with.
Women don't like to hear things
when
about
somebody
women.
just say something wrong about a woman like that, I just want to automatically jump on them.
Even if it's absolutely correct, women don't want to ever hear anything about a woman. Ever.
Yeah,
I remember when women used to take up for their
alopecia
men.
outcry.
Yeah.
I remember them days.
Aloha pizza outcry.
I remember them days. I remember we was at the barracks. I was dating this chick, Melissa, right? And a female MP was standing right there, and she said, I said, "Boo, you about ready, babe?" And she was like, "That's offensive." And I'm like, "Who are you talking to?" You. How are you gonna refer to her as baby or boo? Melissa said, "Bitch, that's my motherfucking man. If you want to call me motherfucking boo and babe, fucking kid, who the fuck are you and what the fuck you doing here? Come on, baby, come and wait on me in my room." I'm like, "Bet." I almost stuck my tongue out at her. Like Melissa was ready to get in that ass. You hear me? Like she let her know, nigga, that's my man. She call me whether the fuck you want to. Fuck your feelings. That's right. That's motherfucking right. Hell. Now it's like, now you know you can't be talking like, "I'm so sorry. I can't take him anywhere." And then I snap and cuss your ass the fuck out. You say some shit like that, and you politically correct motherfucker. What you mean? You gonna defend me? Bet. I hope a nigga grab your ass tonight real hard. Real hard. I ain't gonna say shit. Nothing.
I don't know. In my family, like the women run my family. Like even whoever they married to, they run it.
They do.
So it's hard for me to sit because I do see some logic in some things of people saying dumb shit. Yes. But automatically I'm always like gonna be like, what?
Hop to the woman's side. Yeah. No matter what. No matter how wrong it is, it's like, no, women can't be wrong in this. It's like, yo.
Yeah. No, but I'm slow, like I'm starting to see a lot of things differently in the sense of, you know, how we have treated Black men in the sense, you know? So because I'm starting to see those things and open it up, but I've always believed that they deserve more chances. I've always believed that they deserve more of a leeway when it comes to Black men because they have it so hard. And my mother did put that in me, even though the women do run the family. She did put that in me as
younger. They have it so hard because the women are running the family. That is exactly why they have it so hard, because the women are just not going to allow them to do anything.
It's not, you know,
you gotta. And then it's like, oh, I'm gonna keep giving you chances, but I'm.
I don't know if you talk to the men that they living the life. Okay, all of the. Except for my aunt is the only one that's passive. My youngest aunt is the most passive one, and she let her, you know, her husband mostly run everything. He's a pastor, and he's more dominant in everything, right? So of course the sisters is always,
they hate that,
you know, saying something in her ear. But what I'm trying to say is that the men that are with my mother and my other aunt, the other one is single, they you know, they got like. They are very stable because of my mother and my aunt. Like my aunt and my mother think of everything from top to bottom to where my stepfather can go and not make as much money, but do his purpose. Like he's not making as much money as he used to, or I don't even think he's ever made as much money as she has. Even with her being laid off and like disability, she still paid the mortgage. He can't even do it. So it's kind of like he gets to live his life. She's the one who found a house in Tampa and he's loving it. So my stepfather would not come to you and say that, oh, because he, you know, she makes a lot of these big decisions, my life is bad. No, his life is good. You know what I'm saying? His life is good. Now, my stepfather is a traditional man. Like if we go out in public, my mother would never make it look like she is in charge. Never.
But that's the way it's.
They
That's the
would
way
never
it is.
do that. But behind closed doors, because I live with them, she's in charge.
Bro, that's the way all
That's
houses
the
work.
role, though. That's exactly how it's supposed to be.
That's the way the house. That's the way the shit. Listen, the woman come to me and she say, "John, I need this, and this to make this happen." Bet I go out there and get it, and I leave, and she fucking do whatever the fuck she want to do. That's her domain. And if you break one of her rules, you gotta see me. I'm like, nigga, my wife don't do that. Get your goddamn foot off the table, nigga. Don't disrespect my house like that. I'm sorry. It's sorry.
Make a lot of the big decisions like I do.
My wife work
in
hard to
mine.
keep this bitch clean. And when we go out, she ain't doing all that talking. She next to me. We holding hands. And when a person approach us, I'm talking. I'm engaging that person. She's being wifey. That's the way it's always been. Like, that's traditional. That's the way this shit
just
works.
in public, though.
That's
she
in
makes
public,
a lot
yeah.
of the big decisions like I do. She thinks about the future and plans for that like I do. So I've learned that.
What big
from
decisions
her,
though? Like
and
what big decisions?
Okay, they like they had a house in New York for a minute since I was like 16. Before then, But anyway, they had a house and she had a dream of retiring and moving to Florida. She just told him this is what she was gonna do. She didn't say, I think we should move to Florida because it's nice and it'd be better for my MS because my mother has MS. And it'd be better for me in all types of ways. I don't want to be with the snow anymore. I just want to be in a place that's this and that. She told him this is what she's doing, not asking him if this is where you want to go. So she bought a house on her own, went out there and visited with her sister, not with him. Bought a house. He didn't actually move to Florida until a year after she moved. A year after she moved. He was still living in New York because he had to settle his business stuff because he had a school, a karate school. My stepfather is a grandmaster. And that's what he did security for most of his his career. So he's retired from school security. And he didn't really make much in that. And then, with the karate thing, he went so far, so he didn't make it big in the movie, so he ain't really making that much money. But he does still travel.
A question about it?
Yeah.
Did she have any past traumas prior to him?
Oh, my mother, yes.
Yes, and that's I'm seeing that's exactly where that is stemming from.
Her father and my grandmother. Yes, my grandfather was a very abusive person. She did
because she sounds like listen. Honestly, for her traumas, for her to still be able to make it work with a man, I think it's still good. But from
because
everything
he doesn't know a lot. Like he was raised by a lot of women that did everything for him. So he doesn't know a lot. I think that's why.
So their trauma.
Do you think if he had money, he would stay?
Yeah, I think if he had money, he would still stay because
he takes care of him.
He looks to her for guidance. He looks to her in those type of ways because his older sisters. He was the youngest little boy out of all these older sisters. And they basically did everything for him. So sometimes she gets in a rage at the sisters and be like, why couldn't y'all teach him certain stuff? Or why couldn't you let him do certain stuff?
I think she's too damaged, not in a bad way. But I think she's too damaged to be able to work with a man that has purpose and is trying to move with
exactly.
I'm not to say that he doesn't have any purpose.
No, he's doing his purpose. He's done his purpose.
No. What I'm saying is a man that wants to take charge.
He's very submissive.
Yes, he's very like, oh, you take the lead, you make a choice.
That's unnatural.
I'm okay with that, which is fine.
But it's not like if we was out and about. When we out and about, you know what I'm saying? My stepfather is a protector. He's not a provider, but he is the protector.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a man.
So my mother, I used to be like, Mom, how come you don't ever have a gun in the house? No, we got your stepfather. We don't need a gun. He is a protector. So when we out and about, she will listen to him with certain things. But when it comes to everything else, he wasn't taught, so he listens to her. especially when
That's
it
how my
comes to money
stepdad is.
management and all
That's
types
how my
of stuff.
stepdad is.
So then, you know
My
what?
stepdad is very.
You don't know nothing about.
My stepdad is very
Yeah, you know
submissive.
what? I'm not even gonna say that. Then, yeah, I think it just sounds like a good relationship.
Well, it's
I mean,
balanced.
they've been together
It's still
since I
masculine
was
and
8.
feminine. It's just flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, yeah, if it works for them.
It's
I think because of his lack and then her what she had and what he lacked.
Yeah, she's the masculine one. She's the independent one.
She's
She's
the
the one
He always
that is
told me.
making the money to build her independence, and building your independence
I mean,
builds
she
testosterone, which is masculine.
moved out
She's
and
masculine.
got a house on her own, like, and said, "All right, peace.
Oh.
Like, join me when you can." Like,
Yeah.
if I was
And
with a woman
stepdad
that
is
just
a
said,
perfect example.
That couldn't have been me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, all right, well, you know, I'm gonna go.
It
get
was like
some-
5 years.
We're gonna build
She
together.
told him 5 years that, I'm moving to Florida. This is where I need to be. This is better for my health. This is better for this and that, because she's the one who makes the most money.
Exactly.
So, so that's why she decides those big things. But smaller things, you know what I'm saying? We out and about, and if we can't walk down a certain street, or if he wants to sit in a certain spot in the restaurant so he can see everything that come in, and in public, he is the man. Like, nobody would know. None of that in the
To
house.
protect her.
Yeah.
I mean, I know her dad, her stepdad. That's one bad motherfucker. You don't get to be a bodyguard for Dougie Fresh and Stars, nigga, and you ain't got no credentials and you ain't got no
Mike
demonstration.
Tyson, the other boxers.
I can just tell you that right fucking now. That motherfucker can go. Even at his fucking age, and they be like, "You want to spar him?" No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm good. I'm so good. He ain't embarrass me. No, I'm good. That motherfucker is bad. He is on fucking point, and it's not no fucking karate. It's jujitsu. He is good.
And
But
my stepmother
besides
travels everywhere to do tournaments, to help with, like you said, security.
that's what
with
his
the
whole
guards.
life is dedicated to martial
So,
arts.
He's
And she
doing
gave
his
him
purpose.
the-
She's not running that.
Right.
He's doing what he wants to do.
That's what he wants to do. He don't want to fucking go to a 9-to-5 fucking job. He wants to fucking
and that's
he
fine.
wants
But
to study martial arts. Period. He's a 10th degree black belt. When you
He
get
don't really
there, there's
care
no
about all the
testing.
other
Let me
mundane
throw
things,
this at
like
you.
where we gonna
Let me
live.
throw that same situation at you. You're with a woman that says to you, "Okay, in 5 years, I'm moving. I'm buying my house. I'm moving over here." She tells you that's my plan.
Why?
It's better for her health. She said.
That's the only thing she had to tell me. It's better for her health. I'm done
Okay.
at that point. I don't give a fuck about the other shit.
Okay.
It's better for her health. That's my baby. I love her. If it's better for her health, then okay, let's go.
Okay.
That's
getting her. She's getting her place though. You're going with that.
Yeah. Is it better for her health?
It's better for her health.
Okay, then why the fuck would I fight against something that was better for her health? That's crazy.
What I'm hearing from that is, I'm going to live my life with or without you.
Nah, I didn't hear that.
I definitely heard that.
What did
And
she
I heard,
do?
and I
Some of
and I
this shit,
also
y'all
heard
niggas
that.
paraphrasing.
And I also heard that since I have the money, you have no say at all. So whether you come or not,
nah. Hey, look
that's
at
what I
here.
heard.
I don't know if y'all need reading this right, but I know Suge. I know that motherfucker for a fact. That motherfucker is not passive. I'm telling y'all.
That's what she just said, though.
Listen.
Well,
Sugar is an agreeable man.
He's a
to who
he is
You
a
understand?
traditional man when it comes to protecting. Now, he could never be at that level to provide because he has educational problems. He's dyslexic. He doesn't really read very well. So he has the
has gifts
issues
that
that
he's
my
really
mother
good
has to be dominant in.
But
when it comes
what
to
I'm saying is, for
working.
the fact that somebody says, if you're in a partnership, you're supposed to have discussions. For somebody to say that I'm going with or without you, that's not a partnership. That's a dictatorship.
I think
Either
Yannick wrote that in there. That was Yannick's. I don't think her mother said, "I'm going with it without you." That was
But
Yannick.
I'm going straight by what she's saying. if my chick came
You
to
don't
me and
think my
said,
mother
"I'm,"
said that? I asked her, and she told me. Okay, that's what she said.
I think it might have been paraphrased a little bit then.
She told Sugar that.
I said, "Ma, what's
Going
gonna
off
happen
what
to
she
Sugar?
said.
What's gonna happen to him? What's gonna happen to him? He'll get there when he can get there. But this is what's happening. That's basically what's happening. This is what's happening. Nothing is happening to him here. Nothing is going good for him here.
But that's what I'm hearing. It's like,
nah, you couldn't tell me no shit like that. Now that's
But
that's
see, John,
what
you was going by because you knew him.
Because
I'm
you
going
knew
by
him.
what
You were-
she. I'm going by what she's directly
Well,
telling.
I
us.
heard the story before, nigga, and I always wrote it off. Like that part is unique. That's unique. You know how motherfuckers tell a story. They tell it how they want to tell it. She really said that shit.
Shit, I said, "Mom, is the Sugar coming?" I told him what's gonna happen, so I guess we gonna get himself together.
I thought that was you.
Like,
Yannick, I swear to God, all this time, I thought that was you who put that in there. That's why I said what I said. Nah,
That's
nigga,
why
hell nah, nigga. Like,
I
what?
got some traits from her that I'm in the situation right now of her same thing. Not to say that my husband didn't make more money than me before. I think we go back and forth. When we first met, I did. Then for a long period of
Are
time,
you trying to tell me that you
he
purchased
did.
the
Now
house
I
without
do.
your husband's opinion?
Fuck no, she ain't got that husband.
But I don't do that.
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. I
You
used
got that guy. No.
No, I used to. No, but the thing about it is that I do make the big decisions, and my husband did tell me that he is a good supporter. He said, "I am the supporter. Whatever your decision is." He said that to me. He said, "You know how I am. Whatever you want to happen, I back it up. That's what I am. So you need to figure this out."
Can I ask you something?
I was struggling with something. Yes.
Can I ask you?
Yes.
Do you personally feel comfortable having to make those big decisions all the time?
Sometimes I do if he doesn't know. Like if he knows things, then I would. What? Sometimes I do, because if he doesn't know those things, then I should be the one so it can happen right. I mean, so we can be okay. Why would I sit there and let us fall? That doesn't make sense.
That goes back to what I said a while back. When your wife is better at something than you, fall back. Fall back,
but still be involved.
Then you gotta fall back. But
Fall
when
back,
he's
but still
better
be
than
involved.
you fall back.
Fall back, but still be involved.
Yeah, you can be involved, but if you don't,
To
how the
not-
fuck
to
you
not
gonna be
know-
involved though if you
right,
have
so-
no idea what the fuck is going on?
The jaw-dropping part to me is the fact that it's like he is not in the know when the decision is being made.
Who?
That's a
Him.
problem.
But
Yes,
he
the fuck he
did
is,
know. She told him it's
No.
5 years.
No,
I'm
what
moving.
you just said.
Unique,
He
your
gave him
situation.
time.
Unique,
Nah.
your scenario.
Nah, he's in the know. He's
Unique,
in the know.
your scenario. You just said, I prefer to make decisions without him
He
knowing.
doesn't know.
Listen, he knows.
You mean he doesn't know?
He does.
That's
know.
what you just said. You just said,
You literally
I
just
prefer
said
to
that.
say decisions. I prefer to make decisions without him knowing. That was your words.
Are you the Jada Pinkett in your relationship?
No,
No.
nigga, no.
Okay.
No.
What I say and not knowing is I mention it.
You broke Chris
My
Campbell.
thing is I mention it. I do sometimes like my mother, and I mention it. This
She
is what
tried.
I want.
Listen,
and then
listen,
I go
man.
do it.
You
And
mean I'm
then
gonna
he's
wake
like,
Jason ass up here and
okay,
tell
this
him
what
you on
we
this
doing?
bitch getting out of hand? I'm gonna wake him up. Listen, she tried to be like her mother, okay? She got a whole alpha up in that bitch. He will shut shit down. I'm trying to tell you.
And
I
Jason
watched
will
him
tell
shut it
you
down.
that he don't
And I
know
ain't gonna
what
tell
the
you
hell
no
you
more.
talking
And
about
that
with
was that.
alpha and beta. That's what
Why
my
are
husband
you?
will
But
say to you.
why are you going harder for him than she is?
Because they cool. So that's why he's going home.
That's my
Because they
dude.
both was in the military.
That's my
and
guy.
they both had the same
Man, bro,
similar
listen, that's my
stories.
nigga,
So
bro.
that's why.
Okay.
They a military
Yannick,
man.
my girl though. Yannick, man, I love me some Yannick. But I'm just telling you, Yannick, you better chill out. Because I'm gonna tell you about Yannick, right? They moved into this new spot, right? A whole set of town, knowing that goddamn she ain't really built like that. So she go to some dude just walk up. Her ass finna trollop right on out there. I'm on the camera phone with her. And she talking. I'm like, who you talking to? Oh, some guy. She flipped it around real quick. And she found through. I said, go get Jason. Well, I said, go get Jason.
Only because you told me to go get Jason.
Hell yeah, because you don't know this motherfucking dude.
I would have just talked to the dude. I would have just asked them what you want. I didn't even think to go get Jason.
I did. That's the first thing popped in my protective ass mind is you ain't got no business talking to this complete stranger that you don't know. That's a man in the dark, in the cut. No. It was dark right in that little spot.
It wasn't that dark.
It was dark when you walk off that porch because you stayed in the sun, in the light. You walk off that porch, your back cast a shadow on the fuck. Now it's dark. It's dark enough to where I can stick you, shoot you, whatever.
You remember what I said about what women do? Unique. You remember what I said about that?
Remember that shit?
You remember that?
That was one of them moments, sis. You smart as fuck. That was one of them moments, nigga. I'm just saying. You weren't thinking it all the way through.
But I listened to you though, so I wasn't dumb in that sense.
You did
because the man needs to make those decisions sometimes.
But that's why
sometimes women
we
just
are paired. That's why we are in fucking pairs, man, woman. That's why we work. Because there's a lot of shit that you do way better than me. Let's talk about it since we're talking about the differences. I like to fucking write. You don't really give a fuck about it. You pay attention, you follow instructions to the letter. I don't give a fuck about that. Who have to explain my work to me most of the time? I'm not embarrassed. Who? Who do you, Nate? Right. Because if I listen to you, I'm going to get the fucking grade. Now, you know that if I listen to you, I'm going to get the grade. Then when I'm finished, I'm going to give you an idea and you a starting point. And
Well, you're the writer, but I'm the one in the details. So
exactly. And I'm not detail oriented like that. I'm not fixing I'm gonna skim that shit. Like, man, what the fuck they talking about? No, nigga, you were supposed to put 3 references and you only got 2. Fuck it. Should be all right. I'll make the right.
That's a help meet though. That's what a help meet is supposed to do.
And that's what she just did. She helped meet my meet.
That's a help meet. That's what she's supposed to do. But I'm in the realm of a domestic relationship though, in my opinion. In a true traditional relationship, you always take what your woman says into consideration. But at the end of the day, the final decision lies with the man. In my opinion, I know this is different. I know this is different.
You got to calm your little traumatic ass down over there, because that's true. That's how that works, man.
Final decision is the man.
There it is. Being raised by all those women. That is.
Hey, Clement. This is why I'm not speaking out about the what we was talking about earlier. I'm gonna fall back and let it burn.
I don't think many women know that sometimes with their words, what they're basically telling a man is, I don't need you.
Don't do it.
That's basically what she said. She said, I'm going there. I don't need you whether or not you come. So have a good life.
Men are real simple.
Here, or have a good life with me. And that's what men hear. And we don't realize that we're saying that. And to be honest, another thing I want to touch on is I constantly hear a lot of Black women say what you said, where they're like, I was told to love Black men and give them leeway. And I forgot what else you said. But basically what I was hearing is like, let me accommodate them because they're disabled, because they can't on their own. So let me make them a ramp to help them get through the door.
Thank you.
And it's like you're getting into these relationships and you're wondering, well, why can't my man do this? Well, you attracted a masculine disabled man.
And you know who the first
woman, Ebony, at all costs. Please protect her.
Very good. Well said.
Do you know
they are going to come for her, Lord Jesus.
Black man? His mother. The mother is the first person to disable the Black man now. Used to, Black men were strong as fuck coming out the house, bro. Now, handicapped. And it used to be the other way around. Now, Black men are coming in this bitch expecting shit. What your broke ass expecting, nigga?
Right.
Your mama didn't prepare you for this world? What you thought? You was just gonna compete with this dude who just graduated from University of Oregon for this job, nigga, because you went to University of Alabama? Oh, you thought that? Okay. Nah.
Ebony has said something to me in private. She said, this is why most women keep their high value men secret because they keep them in private, and you can really tell the ones who are in turmoil from the way that they speak and the way that they move. And I'm not saying that about anybody, but Ebony said this is why a lot of women who do have these men don't show them to the world.
They don't.
Because go ahead.
I was gonna go ahead and I thought you were done.
No, I'm just saying, like, I get what you mean by that, because this is nonsense.
Remember when I was on your channel and I said women want men that other women want? So one thing that I notice that men do is they think that means attraction. So how can I say this? Hopefully I can say this without offending you. But she said that she wouldn't date a man that was overweight. Remember that in that video? And you're currently on a weight loss journey. That standard completely went out of the window when you met every other standard on her list, which was being a provider and a protector. That's what I was saying.
And that's what
it's not that women don't care about attraction. It's we have a hierarchy, just like men do. Men have a hierarchy. They care about how we look visually. Of course they care about what's in our minds, but if that's not number one, if that's not the number one thing that attracts a man to you, he's not going to be attracted to you. Women care about provision and protection. If you don't look that good, that goes out the window. Once we know, we have proof that everything that you can do everything else. She didn't need the attractiveness to bring her to you. Once you said, I can give you this life, she said, boom, that's the one for me.
The second you said,
and she was going to do whatever it took.
My girl don't work.
Get you.
I take care of my girl. She don't work. I remember seeing her face. Oh, word? Really? Let me know when you become single. I was like, yo, she was not holding anything back. Bro,
Chris said she was about to cuss.
That was
she
crazy.
Told me she almost said a cuss word.
The second you said that, and I was kind of tight. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't message, but I was tight when I was like, damn, she really just went after your girl like that. I'm like, that was disgusting.
But I told my girl, I said, that's what's gonna happen. The more I improve in every aspect of my life, the more I ascend in my career, the more popular that I become. I mean, that's just gonna happen. But it's not up to you to it's up to you to do what you do and to keep doing what you do. People are going to come for you, and people are going to come for me and people are going to come for y'all because they see y'all are ascending to levels that's attractive. The 80-20, the 20-80. You dig what I'm saying? So what? And I don't want people to think that looks are everything that women care about. I'm talking, when I say looks, I mean from a primal first thing, not knowing nothing about you standard. We know that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We know that you can't maintain a whole relationship based off looks. We know that. So, but that's what I say. I said, if you really want the best out of your chick, it's best to look as best as possible because you have that lust factor there still. That's all I'm getting across. That's it. We know you have to have other qualities because that's how you maintain a long-lasting monogamous relationship. But yeah, absolutely. It's million. It's not, but it's a lot of women who would love not to work. I talk to them every day, and I don't say that to brag. And I don't say that to brag, but that's just.
You will get the best out of her. You fuck around and she'll do some shit you never thought she'd do.
Because when she doesn't work,
journey, you change your shit, and she already.
Let her finish. When she don't work, what?
When you done did all this shit, you a provider, you a protector, right? But you fat, right? You fuck around and lose weight, man, boy. What?
I ain't fat.
Fuck
I ain't
around
fat
and
no
go
more.
buy a whole new wardrobe.
Look at that bad boy.
God,
I ain't fat no more. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, you right though.
Man,
Different like
get
a
it,
motherfucker, bro. Get real protected. Like where the fuck you going? To work, bitch. What you mean? You ain't had nothing to say all this time.
I told my girl, you have the option to work if you want to. I would rather her not work and not be under the leadership of another man, but that's what works in our house. It brings the best out of her. Her femininity comes out best when she doesn't have to be under the leadership of another man. That works for me. That don't work for everybody. And everybody is not in the position to do that. And I don't fault them for that.
I was very inspired when I heard that, though.
Women shouldn't watch me and go home and say to their dude, well, why you can't do this? That's bullshit. You shouldn't do that. Because you don't know what that man is going through. You don't know my story prior to this. All you know is the high value nurse and what I present to you on this camera. But you don't know, most people don't know where I came from, how long it took. I couldn't always do this. I told you prior 2 years ago, I was a 50-50 dude. My mindset was recently shifted. It wasn't until a couple of years ago before I found out that if you put a woman in an environment to be feminine, that's when you get the femininity. It took me 28 years to figure that out because I had never seen that. You dig what I'm saying? Like my mom didn't have to work, but she did though. You know what I'm saying? So it took me 28 years to figure that out. But then you have some women that just like to work. And that's cool. I don't have a problem with it, but I just would prefer her not to work. And you know, she about to graduate with her social work degree and all that stuff. So it works.
The idea behind it is that they shouldn't have to. That's the idea. The more responsibility they have in maintaining the household, the more testosterone they're producing because they have to do something. They have to maintain a sense of independence. That's what's happening. And that's the biggest misconception with masculine and femininity is that they think that a man's always in his masculine, a woman's always in her feminine. But you do certain activities that shift those things. If you are in an environment where you don't have to work and you can fully depend on somebody, you're producing a lot of estrogen. But when you go to work because you need to make money in order to be self-sufficient and take care of other people, you're boosting testosterone, which is why those roles make sense, which is why you have men who work, and not only do they work, but they can work way harder than a woman can without experiencing the same amount of stress as a woman can, because women cannot handle that much testosterone in their system. It makes them overwhelmed, makes them depressed. I feel like I'm being a dead horse. I said this so many times on this channel. But the magic isn't a woman not working. The magic is when she doesn't have to and can do it because she wants to and can depend on the man to take that over.
On that note, because it got late as hell real quick.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's 1 a.m. in
Bro,
the
you know
morning.
when you picked the topics you picked, nigga, it was gonna be a marathon tonight.
Listen,
I stretched, drunk me some water, and
Can
everything.
I say one thing else that just before I went to college, my mother said, and I passed it on to other people too, which I shouldn't have. But sometimes she was like, make sure you can handle the rent. When you move in with somebody, make sure that you are able to pay that rent on your own because you never know what's going to happen. And now I know that comes from a trauma of my grandmother being left by my grandfather and her feeling like no man is going to leave me without nothing. And I'm always going to be able to take care of mine.
You just from what CJ said and just from what you said, putting a woman in a role, putting a woman in a position that she doesn't have to work will bring out her femininity. Putting a man in a position, so you're saying like, okay, I'm going to do everything that I can to take care of myself. You are not allowing that man to be in his most masculine position. You will never get a full masculine like man or the most masculine position of a man if you're doing everything you can to try to hold on to, like, men work the best when they are relied upon.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when you get the full protection of a man, because it's like realistically, a lot of us, I'm pretty sure all the men on the panel could agree, like, yo, if I know I got something to work for, if I know I got a woman, I got a kid, we could work like freaking
Nigga.
72 hours straight, no sleep, no water, no food, we'll be good. We'll just we'll power through it. We could do it.
It's called urgency. That's the term.
Yeah.
Men have a sense of urgency, which boosts testosterone.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's just you don't even think about it. You just go into go mode, and it's just a switch that clicks in your next thing.
Literally, bro.
Clement,
literally, bro.
Literally.
The switch is literally a switch, bro. Like
So
you
it's
hit the nail on
crazy.
the head.
That's a very good point because I mean, just when you said that, and then just when Unique said that, like, oh, because my grandmother told me, oh, you know, you always got to be able to afford the rent. You're not putting him in his most. I need to be able to take care of her. Because you're saying, oh, I could take care of this myself. So he's saying, oh, okay, well, you know, I guess I don't really need to do anything there.
If you put me in a position to where with me it's different, I get bored and I'll just leave. Like if I feel like there ain't really nothing for me to do here, I get bored. We can only eat out so much. We can only go here so much. Now I'm bored with the relationship. But my best was when Donovan was a baby. I didn't know what to expect. I was just wanted to be ready for what fucking ever. And that's why I whooped everybody ass at selling them fucking cars. Because I didn't really know how we got paid. Somebody gave me a fucking job. My dude had just got shot through the throat, so I was not going back over there, over in Fallujah, Iraq, fucking around with Blackwater as a shooter. Not doing that. I'm gonna stay my black ass here, and I got a kid I gotta take care of, and his mom. So she didn't work. She wasn't very marketable, but she was cool with being, and she wanted to work, but the amount of money that she could possibly earn, it didn't make sense for her to fucking me to pay $1,000 in daycare. Nigga, I'll just give you that. $1,000 in daycare because we got 2 kids? Nah. I'll just give you that and you use that for you and the kids, and I'll still take care of every fucking thing else. So now, so I'm out here getting it. I'm talking about fucking getting it. Getting it to the fucking point that I was really like kind of like not coming home on time. I would be late, but I was just wanting to stack up as much money as I could possibly fucking stack up and just get it so that anytime they need it. She told me the baby broke a leg. I got it. The baby eye missing. We can buy him a new one. I mean, I just didn't know what could come up. I was just wanting to get money. And then it came a point to where hell, then nothing happened and we got all this goddamn money. Nigga, it's time to ball till we fall the fuck out. So now we balling like a motherfucker around this bitch. And I never ever not wanted to go to work. I always wanted to go to work. Then nigga stand an off day to a salesman nigga that's like that. Nigga, do you know how hard that is, motherfucker? Like I'm closing deals on vacation. She was like, get off that damn phone. Bitch, this is a $1,500 deal. Is you crazy? I'm back.
I think sometimes that as men, that's where we lose ourselves because we can't.
It is. That's where you fuck up.
Because we become tunnel vision. It's like, okay, the priority is to provide, and to provide means I have to work, I have to make the money, and at some point we gotta, get our foot off that. And I honestly, you know what? I don't even want to say at some point. I think at that point in time, I would put it on the woman. The woman should be able to kind of wean us out of that mode because we're in that go mode. Like that's the whole point of us being a pair. Like if a woman cannot not properly wean us off of that mode, we're doing what we're meant to do. It's our biological drive to want to provide.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
you
it's like
feel so fucking
have
good
that
when
balance.
you bring
That's
that
the balance.
motherfucking bacon
Yeah,
home.
that's what I'm saying. So the woman is supposed to complement that by being able to wean us out of that without taking, like you can wean a man off of working so hard without destroying him or telling him all that working is useless. The hell? Yeah, all that working is useless. You think this house pays itself? You think these lights stay on by themselves? It's not useless. Maybe you don't appreciate it, and then that's where fights happen.
And that's what
because
motherfuckers start dipping out.
I just had a whole fucking divorce in my head. Goddamn.
Yeah, women, again, it goes. That's perfect, Clement. Because then it goes back to women not understanding men and not being able to say the 3 words that we were taught not to is "I need you." That's when you step in. You say, "Hey, I need your attention. I need a date night. I need you to take just a couple of days off because I haven't seen you in a while." I need you.
Say that again. Say it again.
I need you, and they won't say that. They won't. They can't. They don't know how to express themselves. Instead, they go, "Oh, he works too much." They complain to their girlfriends. He works too much. Their girlfriends are telling them, "Oh, leave him. He's never with you. He never spends time with you."
And they're
all
waiting
she had to do was tell him,
off in
"Hey."
that role real quick.
Do you know how powerful the words "I need you" are from a feminine
My
woman
God,
to a
I'm
masculine
feeling
woman?
it over here, and you're not even my fucking lady. When you said, "I need you, I need a date night," I'm like, all right,
That'll stop a nigga dead in his tracks.
dead in his motherfucking tracks. Like, you want me to call out today?
I call out for the next
almost
week.
like it's almost like a feminine bat signal. Like we understand that. It's like like something in our brain goes off when you say that in the feminine, not some "I need you, come now," but when you say, "Baby, listen, I need you," that'll be like, I'll be like, okay,
so,
all right.
It was this right here. Men should be empathetic, strong, and farce, yet tender and loving, and still know they're men. When men feel a strong woman take away from their manhood, that's on them. It's mental. Sorry. So I don't agree with that. I think the empathetic, strong, and farce is good.
Because
Like, the thing is, I think empathetic, strong, and farce is good, but again, we're both complement each other.
No,
I think the woman is supposed to be the tender and loving side. Like, why does the man have to be
And a
all
man has
these
to
different
have some
things?
tender and
it's
loving,
like,
that's balance.
I think. Listen, don't get me
Masculine
wrong.
men don't want masculine women. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
They
like
don't.
a strong. Like, listen,
They
the
don't.
tender and loving part. Yes, a man can still be tender and loving, but she needs to provide more of the tender and loving than he does. That's what I'm really trying to say.
I'm not built like that.
Okay, well, I'm the more emotional feelings type person. My husband isn't. So
because he's a
when
man
it comes
and you're a
to that,
Yeah, that's you guys
when it
compliment
comes
each
to
other.
that,
in
that's
aspect,
me.
yeah.
So I'm the one that will reach out. I'm the one that will initiate a lot as far as being that way. Not him. He's more, I can't get the emotional stuff out of him.
To them babies, you
That's
can't.
not him.
Emotional
damage.
When it comes to the kids, now she'll bust their ass, and Jason,
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. Nope, that's not it.
It's
That's not
1:07
it.
in the morning. Okay, it's 1:07 in the morning. It is. I'm sorry.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Clearly.
One more.
Okay,
never mind.
All right, everyone.
Y'all talking
One
about
last
6
thing.
hours to me the other day. Remember y'all said y'all did 6 hours before?
6 hours.
Not on this channel.
Not on this show. Not a Tuesday night.
No, that's what John and Clement said to me on mine. Oh, that's it. It's over. We did 6 hours before. Something.
But I was just gonna say, one thing, men aren't like that, and it's because when they talk about their feelings, they build estrogen. They don't want that. So I actually learned recently, instead of asking a man, how are you feeling, you're supposed to ask him, what are you thinking? Because if you get him into his thoughts, then you're able to get him to open up a bit more.
That's why I can't get him to open up.
Yeah,
I'm
so
always
start asking,
like, I want to know
what's on your mind? What are you thinking? And then when he tells you, and he lists his ideas, and he says, oh, I'm thinking about this, and you're supposed to respond, oh, that makes sense. So that's a really good idea.
That's
then you're incentivizing him.
You ain't goddamn. That's NLP, nigga. I know where you got that from.
That's what
Chris.
that sound like. It sound like NLP.
Yeah,
There's cheat codes right here. Cheat codes.
You gotta say men. If you claim you like them, you gotta put in your homework.
It's like when a person says, I saw or I read, then you need to respond, well, let me show you or let's look. But if a person said, well, I heard, then you say, let me tell. You understand what I'm saying? Because if not, you automatically shoot a fucking wall. And I've seen this on the sales lot firsthand. I taught the class on NLP when we was doing sales training, and a kid had a customer say, I heard y'all had a sale going on. He said, oh yeah, let me show you what we got going. I don't need to see all that. I just want to I heard, so just tell me what you got. And I heard this, so I immediately took a TO. I went over there. I said, yeah, let me tell you what we got going on. He said, all right, man, tell me. He went from bam to opened up, and he bought a car for his wife and himself. And dude was like, man, you just got that. I said, no, I just taught y'all the fucking class on this. He said, I heard. You said, let me show you. That's referring to reading. He don't want to fucking read. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you gotta talk the language. Same thing with a man. I'm talking no feelings. What you thinking? Oh, well, I was thinking. I'll tell you. Unless I don't want you to know what I was thinking, then I won't say nothing.
On that note, okay, guys.
Okay, we done.
Sick of this. Sick of
it. Could have went for 4 hours. I can't believe you.
Listen, that's crazy. This was a good conversation, though. This
Chris
was a
is
really
good, man. Chris's ass is just now fucking 9:00 there.
Yeah, I know she's
But it's busy season.
But John,
everybody, he's
start us out.
kicking us off the show tonight. I
Yes, I
can't
am.
believe he's doing like this.
You know
But
me. You know me.
I am about to make another channel. It's going to focus on mental health. Me and my son are also going to do a channel where it's father and son. I'm not sure we're going to come up with the name, but once we do, we're going to talk about things that he have to deal with, how we live our life. There's going to be a lot of vlogs on there, and I'm just going to show you what it's like being a single parent with an over-the-top father like me. I know y'all heard me on here. That's how I get down. I keep it 100. Authentic, baby. Them letters don't make me. I
Get it. Chris.
Hi everyone, my name is Chris. You can find me at the Blooming Ebony, which I kicked off my channel last Sunday, not this past one, but the one before, and I failed this weekend getting out another video because of work. So I apologize, but I'll get you another video out as soon as I can. But you can follow me here on YouTube at the Blooming Ebony and also on Instagram at the Blooming Ebony as well. And don't forget to subscribe to CKQ Podcast and have a great night and the rest of your week.
Hey everybody.
Oh,
I need y'all to go over to 3 Married Ladies Opinions YouTube page and 3 Married Ladies Opinions Instagram page. It's popping right now. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, CKQ, for coming on ours last night. We talked about this subject too. Thursday nights at 10 p.m. That's what's coming up on Married Ladies Instagram. And then this Sunday, we talking about Life Jennings. She got kids again. We got our guests back and we're going to talk about them. So make sure you subscribe to CKQ too.
My boy.
What up? I'm gonna have to check out the She Got Kids one. That's gonna be interesting. But what's going on, everybody? My name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse on YouTube. Hey man, we have conversations similar to this, and I also give insight on what it's like being a young Black man in the nursing world. And if you want some nursing game, come on through. And make sure you subscribe to CKQ Podcast. And, shout out to all the Pookies and Ray Rays out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fantastic night of conversation. We hopped in a lot of different realms, different conversations, different topics, but I think all of it was very, very informational. There was a lot of good substance. So if you catch the replay, definitely watch it through. You're going to learn a lot. But don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern every week. We're going to at some point in time, we're going to add some more days. Still for now, Tuesday 8:30 p.m. Eastern. But until then, it's been fun. It's been real fun. But we're out.
If we're doing everything right, I think we should be vetting our wives, like go to their parents, go to their father.
They know they shouldn't have let me start speaking my mind in the booth, start speaking the truth. Might get shot.
I think you're just saying, okay, actions have consequences, and I'm not going to support this person's actions. Like, you don't have to cancel them and say, like, I hate you.
Innocent lives have to die.
But the whole thing is men are I also. That man was on the other side doing the exact same thing, and his decision with his eyes was to walk away.
Inside your soul.
Now we can paint the perfect picture without belittling each other. Cause under God's system,
we are equipped to handle that responsibility, but not every man is fit to handle that responsibility.
I done seen Flint, Michigan,
and that's just being
cities. They pissing in project buildings that got a roof that leaks, resulting in missing ceilings. Hard to sleep. Children going to schools dealing issues deep.
So I think society does make it more difficult for short men, but I don't think that it's impossible that they could find someone.
And expecting you to do your part. It ain't hard to see they trying to keep black in the back, just like Rosa Parks. Cops shooting blacks as if they get a token from God. School rob you with needed resources.
Is the weaker vessel and the more vulnerable.
Absolutely, 100%.
You don't look at the man like, oh, poor son, you were violated. No, you like, right.
And nobody.
They shift my stick like some cars. And when you're lonely in your darkest thoughts, come, I know it's hard, but God shines his light on all I play their part. And it's the start.
Put myself in a situation where I can only rely on a man. Like if I'm married and being a stay-at-home mom, I need to have a backup in case anything happens. I can't only rely on him. You know what I'm saying?
A flower will grow once you plant the seed inside your soul.
See, I'm a poet, and the best part of me shows it. Here to speak the message of what is known, but not what it takes to expose it. Listen closer as I take you on